On the last episode of Kitchen Bitches.
Ash just didn't care about Pokemon battles and just tried to rock Mewtwo.
Oh yeah, where he just tries to fucking punch that motherfucker.
I had a werewolf mask and I'd dress up in a suit with like the werewolf gloves and carry around like an economics book.
He's getting a lot more louder with saying the N word
Whoa.
around. He says it under his breath, but then he's just like, "What up?" And
I said, "What up, Napalm?" If anyone would do Bane, I would say
do the
Soul
voice
would
that
be-
well.
I would not be Bane.
Shave
No,
your
no.
head, Soul.
I would wear a bald cap, sir.
Fulfill Ra's al Ghul's destiny.
All three of us just doing terrible Bane voices.
La 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 la. Welcome back to Kitchen Bitches.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of the best podcast on YouTube. We are Kitchen Bitches, and I'm the host for this week, and this is a very special episode because we are not the three-man all-male crew anymore.
Nope,
We
not a
have-
sausage fest. either.
We have an additional cast
Yes.
member.
On
would you
sacred Kitchen Bitches ground.
Yep.
A woman dare tread.
I was
I was
gonna
waiting to
make
get
the-
that one out there.
I was gonna make a joke. I'm gonna see how long it takes for Shwoogie to make a sexist joke, and you beat all expectations. I'm
I don't
so
know if
proud
that
of
was
you.
that really sexist?
No, I
I
guess
don't
it
think
wasn't.
so.
Anyway, introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Nucci, and I'm glad to be on here. I'm a little nervous, but
Our only
I'm
viewer.
excited. I'm excited.
Yeah.
We'll go
Very
easy on
excited.
her, boys.
So yeah, let's do this.
Hand wringing intensifies.
So for
Pandering intensifies.
I don't know if we have like a traditional way we start the show, but usually I like to kind of go do a round table how everyone's week was. If there's anything that they want to talk about. You, like, in the last one was like, I went to Disney, and I was like, I didn't do shit. Shaboy was like, I don't even remember.
Wow, I'm so memorable. Thank you.
Well, I'll start us off. I've been off all week. I took a vacation. Not really a vacation. I just didn't want a vacation from work. So
That's still a vacation.
yeah.
Steak.
So
I did that a couple
I've
weeks
just
ago.
been at home and
It's nice.
I've just been binge watching One Tree Hill for like the 5th time and drinking wine and just chilling, pretty much. It's been nice. Got to go back Saturday, so.
Yeah.
That's the best kind of vacation I've ever heard.
Yeah.
You don't sound excited about going back.
Never.
Yeah.
You get complacent in that laziness. and
Oh,
you
yeah.
just-
Tomorrow I'll start
Down.
feeling the depression that I have to go back.
That,
Then you
that's
start
always-
being more productive, so
Yeah.
you think you've actually made it worth it.
Yeah, but I got some stuff done today. I cleaned my house and vacuumed and I mopped and I dusted and did laundry and
Messed it all up again when you
No.
put the toilet paper on the fan.
yeah. When I get home, my boyfriend's gonna have everything everywhere because he sucks.
Okay.
Love you.
well, I'm glad
I
he
know,
doesn't listen
I
to
know.
this podcast.
No, he's gonna listen to it. But
Oh.
I love you.
How about you, Shwoogie? How have you been doing lately?
I've been good. It's been an interesting week. I went to the dentist this week. That was always a good time.
No, I went to the
and-
dentist too. You beat me to it.
Yeah, and
We were talking about this at work. That we
Easy.
had very different.
oh yeah,
dental
very different experiences. For me, it's usually because I had a lot of problems with my teeth in my late teens and early 20s. I spent an ungodly amount of money to get that all taken care of, and also having adult braces as well.
You spent or your parents?
Oh,
spent?
I spent. I paid
Oh,
for
that's money.
maybe on
that's
the
money.
like getting my
Good
teeth
boy.
fixed part. Like that was kind of half and half between me and them. But the braces I paid all out of pocket myself, and thank the
Did you have
Lord.
dental insurance yet?
No, I didn't.
Okay, then you spent a stupid amount.
But
of
the
money.
thing with braces is even if
Thousands.
after you're like 18, they don't cover it. Even if you still have dental insurance, it has to be 17 or under
Okay.
for it to cover orthodontics. So I paid, but luckily the place that I went, they were a godsend because I could do a payment plan through them, and pretty much the duration that I had my braces, I was paying, I think $160, $180 a month.
It's not
and-
bad. I mean,
Yeah, I think like I got them on in I want to say 14, 15, and got them off 2018. So it was about maybe 2016, 2 years. And
that's
I
so
only
nice.
paid
How much did you get laid because of those braces?
0. I wasn't actively seeking out companionship of the female variety at the time.
I was
so-
about to say it's a rhetorical question.
We've already covered this multiple
Oh,
times
yeah,
about
yeah.
his.
We know your
his-
sexual history.
Right, okay, yeah.
Swoogie. We
So,
know it all. It's on the table.
Voluntary celibate.
Yeah, pretty much. That didn't happen, but yeah, it was fine. I mean, I when I got them off, it was well worth it, and I've made sure to keep good care of them ever since then. And so when I go, it's usually like I always panic just because I have OCD. Like leading up to it, I think of everything that possibly could go wrong, that will go wrong. Like I'm gonna get in there and they're gonna take my X-rays and like you've got 3 cavities in your back teeth because that one night you forgot to brush your teeth or whatever. And I get there and it's literally a 45-minute affair. The dentist comes in for 2 minutes and looks at my teeth and it's like, you're good for 6 months, bud. Get out.
But do you floss every day?
Absolutely not. I have a water pick. I was
wa-
telling Soul about that.
I water pick and floss, and water pick is fucking amazing.
See, I was telling Soul
it's
that
so
it is so
awesome.
nice and it is well worth the
And it
investment.
feels so good.
Yeah.
Like you just feel.
I definitely want this now.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
It is
Like whoever
'cause-
invented it, I love them.
Because
Filling
the
out the loop,
traditional,
I don't know what a
floss
water
where you
pick
wind it up on your fingers, that's some caveman shit.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
You pretty much, it's like
at least got the little flosser.
it's like
things that
power
you throw away.
washing, like in between
Yeah.
your teeth. It just gets everything out.
That's awesome.
So Shaboy, like what she just said, that's basically what it is. It's just a little
Power wash for your
reservoir
teeth.
with a motor that just like pressure washes in between your teeth to get all the crap out, and it is awesome. Like
Is it the same thing as flossing in the sense that it's
yes
I mean,
and
the
no.
point is it's
strengthens your gums?
getting between your teeth and trying to clean
But
it,
if
right?
you're one that's not gonna floss and like you just don't do it, like at least get a water pick.
Yes.
I might
because
do
it will
that because I
help.
don't floss because my braces.
the bar.
I have a retainer.
I have a bar
Yeah,
too,
I got a bar.
so I don't do under there. But the
The
water
nice thing
pick-
is I don't wear a retainer because of it.
right. Well, I wear my retainers still
Ugh.
because I'm.
I
lost
do.
mine.
I do both just because of like plaque and stuff.
See,
and
it is good to floss in addition to water picking. That's what all my dental people. I've seen just about every dental specialist that exists, and everyone basically the same conclusion. It's like the water pick is good, but you should still definitely floss because while the water pick does get the stuff between your teeth, it doesn't get the plaque under the gums.
I'm sorry Soul lied to you about this being the most interesting podcast. At the
This
very
is,
beginning.
no, this is important public information.
everybody should know about the water pick.
This is a
all right?
PSA.
Okay, I was about to say, someone could be very high, like, there's a
Oh,
dentist out
God.
there watching this. Like, I just wanted to learn about food. Now I've learned about...
Proper dental hygiene, 2 minutes. Even though I end up brushing my teeth for like 10 minutes at a time, and then I got the saltwater rinse, and then
Okay, you
the
do.
hydrogen peroxide rinse,
okay.
man.
Can we move on from the damn
You have
dental?
good-ass teeth. Good for you.
Congratulations.
Over $10,000 for them. I better damn well take care of
Yeah,
them.
God.
my routine is water pick, brush teeth, floss,
Still going on.
mouthwash. Okay, but we can finish that. It's just,
Yeah, I don't really have much to add for my week, so I'll just go deeper on the dentist thing. The first time, like...
Oh my god.
Yeah, I like this. This is good, man.
Well, mine's actually funny because I remember one of the, like, a couple years ago when I went to the dentist, this is before I had, because we all work, for anyone who hasn't seen the early episodes of the podcast, we all work at a hospital, so we get good dental insurance. I went to, like, the dentist, and it was, like, my first time, like, fully paying for it. And I looked at that bill, and they, like, laid out a chart of all the things I need to get done. And I was like, okay, I should definitely work at the hospital because I will get good dental insurance. The most recent time I went, like, earlier this week, though, it was, like, fucking open heart surgery, like,
Oof.
on my mouth. Like,
They got the sandpaper out and they got the.
yeah, and it's the same dentist every time. And he, like, doesn't, like, obviously he won't remember it. And I'm just, like, I'm one of, like, 50 people he sees, I swear. Because he's just like, yep. It's just, like, the most monotone, like, I'm dying. Like, there's, like, a big thing holding my mouth open. There's, like, hands and utensils in there. There's, like, the girl, the
Hygienist.
all that stuff
is,
out.
what is, like, the dentist equivalent of a nurse?
Hygienist.
Hygienist?
dental
Okay.
assistant.
Okay, those both sound pretty good.
My sister's
The
dental
hygienist dental assistant.
The one
like,
with the vacuum person.
Yeah, who keeps, like,
Yeah.
the saliva was not doing a good job. 'Cause I could just feel like a pile of saliva like in the back of my thing. So there's every couple of minutes I'm like,
Did
Yeah, it-
did you have to get a filling? Is that why it was so terrible, or
Yeah.
was it just okay? Yeah, that sucks.
so, and you know, the most like, this is like going on for like 30, 40 minutes. And at the end, he's like, okay, we're done. Floss more. I'm getting out of here. Just goes about his business. I'm just like, how do you do that for a career? How do you do this 50 times a day? I
Yeah,
thought my job sucks.
Yeah, I don't know. One of my relatives is a dentist, and she was for years and years. She had her own practice, and then after she retired from her own practice, she went to teach at a technical college and became like the head of the whole dental hygienist program there. Like, she loves it. She's all about it. But like, I don't. Yeah.
It's such a weird, intimate, like, hey, I don't know you, but I'm gonna put my hands and utensils in your mouth.
Well, like, I guess it kind of runs in the family kind of a thing. Like, that seems to be a theme in my family, where if the patriarch or matriarch is a certain profession, then the offspring will usually follow that.
Yeah, the whole clan.
Exactly, except me. But like,
They all just Naruto run into the
Well, you
dentist's
work at
office.
the
pretty
same
much.
place.
I mean, I do, I guess.
That's
Yeah,
good enough.
but like, that's why my grandmother was a dentist and had her own practice. My grandfather was a dentist and had his own practice. You know. So, yeah, kind of ran in the family a little bit, but.
I feel. The only one left. How was your week, Shaboy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have I
it's
not
your
answered that question? It was my birthday.
turn. Yeah.
23. The funnest
Someone
part
needs
is
Can
one.
we
when
sing you happy birthday real quick?
No.
No.
And I'll record it and play it like, I'll make a card
Super
for you
bass
that'll open,
boost.
and it'll be us singing happy birthday to you.
No, please don't.
Underwater
Please.
birthday?
It was like- I had to work on my birthday, and
That sucks.
like there were multiple people that started singing it and got like to the second happy birthday
Before
to
they
you,
gave up.
and then they just stopped. Yeah.
Okay, here's what actually happened. I told a couple people.
I did too.
I told
course.
one person.
Oh.
You told
I told like
I
5
can't
people
use
at the
names.
same
You
time.
told the boomer on the line,
Boom.
and he yelled it to someone across the whole thing, and then
It's
suddenly
your
everyone starts
birthday.
singing happy birthday.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't know
glad.
what
Um,
boomer is.
Yep.
Oh, you don't. Oh, we're gonna have to teach so much lingo.
Memes.
This would actually be a good thing because we use this lingo quite often.
I mean, it's working. I was saying earlier today, I was saying keep women out of memes, but.
I just wanted to
my
add
God.
one more thing.
I told you.
Second
When you
sexist
go
joke
to
of
the
the night.
dentist,
We're
do you
gonna have a
pay
counter.
for like your fillings and your
And
your
you're backtracking.
and your cleanings? Do you pay for them?
Backtracking is not good
I mean, no one
content.
else pays for it. I mean, our insurance, like, it doesn't pay for all of it. It just gives you a super good discount.
Yeah. So did you know that after 3 years you pay nothing?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I just learned that.
Well,
It's
I'm
progressively
not too
building.
far away. I'm just
You have
1
to
year
keep,
away.
Yeah.
you have to keep going.
Okay,
man.
but we can off the topic.
3
just
years
wanted to-
into working at the hospital, or 3 years?
You have to go
In the
3
hospital.
times to the
Oh,
dentist.
Okay.
Every year, like, will up you to the
I thought you
next
go
level.
No,
twice a year.
two cleanings a year.
You're supposed to go twice a year.
After the
But-
after 3 years, you are at 100%. You pay nothing. So
Yeah.
that's why my dentist has been harassing me, and they're like, "We really care. We have this health plan. Like, it's really important." But like,
I almost want to save some of my shit for then.
yeah, that's what I'm waiting. I'm waiting for
But
January
no,
1st.
I can't do that. Like, if there's shit wrong in my mouth, I want to go.
Yeah,
now.
you want
No,
to get
I
that
can't.
taken care of like ASAP, because
Yeah.
bro, like if you
And-
let that linger,
I'm
like
not
it's
gonna
gonna
wait
get
1
so
year.
bad to the point
Yeah.
where you're gonna have to have teeth removed and that stuff. I've had 2 root canals. One of them, they had to pull one of my teeth because my teeth are so long,
Yeah.
they can't like when I don't know
You
if you
got
know the
some nice big
semantics
You got
of a root canal, but like they got to get all the way like under the tooth, through the tooth, to the base, and like my teeth are just so long they can't get down there.
I still gotta get my wisdom teeth taken out, and they showed me like a diagram. I know we're still on the dentist thing, but there's like my wisdom
Fuck
teeth
your
are all
birthday,
kind of like
Shaboy.
normal and
Yeah.
straight, but then there's one that's like jagged.
Old
And
I
they're
man.
really
like,
just
they're
wanna
like, we're
talk
not
about
doing that. You gotta
teeth.
see a specialist. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, shit.
Let me tell you,
was
I
like,
got-
that's
I
gonna
got-
be expensive.
I got a guy. Don't worry. I'll hook you up, man. He's good. He did mine. I had
mean-
the same problem. It's an impacted one, right? Where it's like partially like the angle.
They didn't
like,
use that word, but I'm sure.
right
But
in
yeah,
your
it's
teeth.
literally like
Yeah,
that way.
I had one
Wait, is
just like that.
Your wisdom tooth? you
Yeah,
said?
yeah.
Yeah.
All the
You
other
haven't gotten
ones-
them done yet?
No. That's,
Oh, God.
People wait till like they're in their 30s sometimes.
I've
That's
only
crazy.
gotten one out. I don't have
Yeah.
any more.
Mine grew in at like 17. All of them came out.
I have
That's
it. They
like
gave
got
it to
one
me.
of
It's in
Yeah.
a little bag.
Did you have your braces
I had
After
my
that?
braces
or before that?
before that in like 7th grade.
Okay, so that might have, because usually like that's what they say. Like there's the problem. Like if you get your braces like as you're getting your wisdom teeth, that will
Not
like.
only was I ugly and bullied, I also had my braces.
I mean that was implied.
Puberty
I think.
too.
I'm
All
just-
stacks
I'm
He was,
just-
he
I'm
was
just trying to
lanky,
picture
tall,
teenage
braces,
Travis.
and glasses. I would have beat the shit out of him too.
It's just I'm playing Yu-Gi-Oh and just blue eyes.
Using the
No,
chess
my
club.
blue eyes.
Not my blue.
Shout out to RTAA.
Or people are just hitting me with draw fours and Uno.
Oh, what? I'm the host. I'm taking it back.
He's
we
taking-
were doing the definitions of a boomer and a zoomer.
Yes.
Okay, so as you well know, there are generation gaps. There's the baby boomers.
Mhm.
There's Generation X. Then there's millennials, and then there's Generation Z.
People
Boomers
think-
are baby boomers, and then you can use the word Zoomers, which are Generation Z. So a boomer versus Zoomer would be like me versus I can't use goddamn
Old man
names.
from Jersey.
Old man from Jersey on the line. So or
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
other people in that age range.
So Zoomer.
I'm the
He's a
Zoomer.
boomer.
No, he's not a Zoomer.
He's a
millennial.
Zoomer.
It's people
So what
born
am I?
after 2000.
You're a 30-year-old boomer.
You're a millennial.
You're a millennial.
Yeah.
I was
I'm a
People think that
30-year-old.
there's
I
a
was born
generation
in
Y, but that's
1989.
Why would you say that?
I said the year I was born.
I
1996,
guess that
boy.
doesn't matter.
I just
said
said it
you-
was my
yeah,
birthday.
That
he
really
just-
makes me a millennial.
And how old I was.
I think so.
I guess that doesn't matter.
You're on the upper side of millennial, but yeah, you're
She's
technically
almost Gen X.
I did my homework on a typewriter before.
Wow.
Millennials are old
Hard
now,
date.
though. Like
Millennials are in their 30s.
yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm a Zoomer, like a generation below, and I'm like, there's not that big of a difference.
No, you're not.
So
You were born before 2000.
Yeah, he's technically a millennial,
Yeah.
but like
People
I just
born
call him
after
a
but
Zoomer
I
just
keep hearing
because of
different
shitty
numbers
music.
for the Zoomers.
Yeah.
Like people have told me, like my birth year and is like the starting point. I didn't have a
I always
smartphone
thought
until I
2000.
graduated, but I'm
I
apparently
thought it was
your birth year?
2000 because a millennial
96?
97.
97. I think.
Did you build
The
that
millennial hit
computer?
2000.
I did build this computer with the help.
Of
I
me.
was about to say he built that computer. I didn't
With
do
the
shit.
help.
I didn't do shit
My
building
boyfriend
this thing.
does that, and I've helped him do it a million
Oh,
times.
It's
really? Is
fun.
it fun? Do you
I've gotten really good at it.
building PCs? Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. You've got a career.
I should have
Yeah, go.
enlisted your help.
Go
If I would've known.
Motherboards,
I've
graphic
done
Go to
cards,
play-
I've
go
done
to
graphic
Best Buy.
cards,
classes with my
Geeks
father
Squad.
before. God.
Is that what?
motherboards, and
She's
graphic-
naming
graphic
pieces of
cards.
computer.
SSDs, monitors, mouses. We'll just throw shit at the wall.
Gotta get
Zoomer
the
machines.
SSD. How about that NIC card, man? No, no one knows what a NIC card is.
Is that the?
I just heard no one else.
Is that your
laughing, so I
wireless
just wanted
card?
to join.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
boss
your
man.
wireless
card you
Okay.
need to,
External wireless.
the card that you need to plug your Ethernet cable in to get on the internet, to make your computer net get
Oh,
internet.
yeah.
Yeah, see, he knows.
I had one on a laptop.
Ethernet
One of the
cable?
first few
Yes.
laptops.
Ethernet cable.
Yeah, with that.
I was talking about you used to need a specific card in a computer to allow it to connect to the internet, to connect to an Ethernet cable, then to a modem.
Anyways,
router.
This is
Yeah, we're
So-
getting.
over my head.
So back to the boomer thing. The second part
Yes.
to being 23
Horrible
is that people make the reference to the Blink-182 song that I didn't know until they started making that reference. Of like, nobody likes you when you're 23. And I was like, people are just being mean to me. I don't know
Well,
why.
I'm 22, so I get a Taylor Swift song.
Ugh,
Does no one
just
else know
too-
that song?
Yeah, feeling
I'm
22.
feeling 22.
Feeling like copyright.
I heard.
Yeah.
This, like I said, like
Point
I don't
one
give a
second.
shit about copyright. Did y'all have any topic ideas? Because I had. I know you were telling me.
I
About
did.
some.
I did.
I had some ideas as well. Or did you want to just draw out the bucket?
I
I
mean,
know-
what was?
I know we wanted to talk about Joker, and there was a few things that I
Oh,
did
we
want to
gotta talk
say about it.
All right. So
I'm just. gonna
Joker
beat
is
shit out of
reason
luck
why
here.
we're talking
Yes.
about. This is your
Yes.
spoiler warning today.
spoilers.
This moment.
Spoiler alert.
I
That
wish
is
Because
I
that
when
was
this
dead.
podcast goes up, it will be very long.
Yeah.
It'll be
This-
December 2019. This podcast.
This might as well just be like the Halloween episode by the time it comes out.
No way.
But,
no, it's still far away. This is the Thanksgiving special.
Yeah.
But anyway, at the time when we're recording this, Joker is fresh in the theaters. People still are complaining about it being a violent movie and everything. It's a hot
Incel
Still
topic.
scared
violence.
for getting
Yeah.
shot up. How to avoid being shot in a theater? Be the one doing the
Yeah,
shooting.
we all went to see it, but one of us had a very special
I
event
did.
happen. You want to tell us?
So I was in the theater Saturday night. 8 o'clock was my showing time. I was there with my lady friend, and about halfway through the movie, the fire alarm goes off, and everyone's kind of like, you know, if you've ever been in a fire alarm in like a public building, like the light starts flashing first, and then the wah, wah begins. So the light starts flashing, and of course it's super noticeable in a dark theater, and everyone's kind of like, what's going on here? And then the alarm actually starts, and the announcement comes on like, attention, ladies and gentlemen. There is, please exit the theater at the nearest, please leave at the nearest exit. This is an emergency or whatever. Everyone's kind of like looking around. Like the same thing happens at where we work. Like when the fire alarm goes off, everyone's just kind of like, okay, whatever. Like no one really.
Like every
Give a
other
shit.
week.
Yeah.
Everyone's just kind of like whatever.
At least like a movie theater, though, like where did the fire start?
I
Like,
have
they
no
don't-
idea. We don't even know if there was actually a fire.
The
Yeah.
They just
popcorn-
kind like everyone
popcorn
just kind
That's the
of.
only thing I can think of.
Popcorn machine.
Everyone
Like,
just
real
kind of started
idiot.
shuffling
friend
out of the
popcorn.
theater.
My friend was a manager at a theater, and he had to go up where the reels play.
Projectors?
Yeah, it's super hot up there. So
Okay,
that'd be that.
I have no
Fire
idea.
hazard.
I never heard anything. No one ever said anything. But
But after you leave, what happened?
as we're like shuffling out, my lady is walking down the aisle, and like I'm getting ready. I get to the end of the aisle, and then I look back, and I see my giant Coke and popcorn sitting there. I'm like, hold on a minute. And I go back and grab it. And I turn around, and
No
I'm
one
walking
gets
back,
left
and I
behind.
got my giant. Exactly. I'm walking around with them in my arms, like, I got you guys, I got you. My girlfriend's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? There's a fire here, and the first thing you go to do is grab your drink and popcorn. I was like, I
Yes.
paid good money for this. I am not going to leave these behind.
I took out a second mortgage on this place.
Basically.
To get this popcorn.
And you walk out, like, I waddle out with my big popcorn and soda, and I'm just a happy man. And everyone, of course, is now in a semicircle around the front of the theater, and the employees are out kind of like pushing people away, and everyone like just
It's
confusion.
the next, and it's another show for you, so you just start munching on the corn again.
Right, exactly. And everyone's like, what's going on, man? Like, we're in the middle of seeing the movie, and everyone's just kind of like, well, we don't know. And then we ended up just leaving because my lady had to be up early, and it was already like 9 o'clock. So she's just like, you know what? We're not going to stay for another showing. Like, let's just go.
They didn't like stay
So-
around. Like you didn't like talk to a manager and be like, oh, where's
Well,
my money?
she had said something. Like, I wasn't paying that close attention. I was like lost in my own head at that point, looking around at the chaos and confusion that was unfolding before me.
Sad violin. Just
Pretty much like in the Joker, that cello, like that was basically going on, and PTSD is like the slow motion, everything happening around me as I've got my popcorn and soda that I'm still nursing. But she went up to someone and asked, like, hey, what do we do as like reimbursement? And they're like, oh, if you just come back, we'll get you another ticket.
You
can
gotta
come back."
do enough work to the point it doesn't justify the.
Well, I mean, I went back on. my next day off was like Monday, so I just like was out at that end of town anyway. So I just stopped by and like showed them like, hey, I was here Saturday night when the fire alarm went off and had to leave. So can I get a replacement? And they didn't say anything. They were super chill about it. Gave me my replacement tickets, and
There you
that
go.
was the end of that.
Okay, you got reimbursed. I didn't think you know that.
So yeah,
That happened to me. At, the
Retribution.
point, I didn't really care because it was second time, but like an hour into it, all the theaters shut off, so they gave us a ticket for that day and another ticket for another visit.
Oh, that's cool.
that's
At
nice.
least with Shuggy's movie though, it was like one that you were scared of getting shot up at. So like,
I didn't
when the
care.
lights-
Any opportunity for death, I welcome.
When the lights come on, so does the
I'm
boogaloo.
sure other people in the theater then when they saw the lights.
Oh yeah,
I
they
think
were like probably like, oh my god, there's an active shooter. Like, we
This
need
is
to
it.
get out of here. Like,
Well,
this
just-
is the end. And I was like, all right, let's do this. Like, who am I gonna try to be the hero and tackle? Like, at least I'll be
Go out in a
remembered
blaze
for
of
that.
glory.
Exactly.
Well, just a couple days ago, there was a high school kid that made a social media post that he
I
was
heard
going to
about
shoot
this.
up a theater. He put like the date, the time that he was
Yeah.
going to do it, and he got arrested.
That
Yeah, there was
Goblino looking kid.
If
Fucking idiot.
there was a lot of people just making like on message boards like, oh, don't go to this theater tomorrow. Some of you are good people. Later, bye.
Yeah.
And then nothing happened.
I think a lot of that.
you're not gonna
But they
tell
also
anybody
beefed up
if you're gonna do
security.
that.
Yeah.
Yep.
But like, you're not allowed to bring a big fucking backpack into the theater.
No.
Like, I'm pretty sure the guy who shot up that Dark Knight Rises theater, like, he like went through the back door or something, right?
Yeah,
He
yeah. it
propped
was-
up like a cinder block into the outside
Yeah,
exit.
got in through like.
So
the
somebody
exit door
watched
at the
him do
bottom.
that, and then like
There is
didn't-
on camera, probably.
Maybe. Who knows?
like he left the theater through that,
I mean, I
propped
assume
the
it was
door
a very
up, and
public
then
theater. That's why he chose it.
came back
Right.
in.
I mean,
Like nobody just was like, oh, that door is slightly open, and that guy left and propped it open. Let me just close this.
Yeah.
No,
But
I don't know.
you're the only one who didn't see the full theater, so let's get your opinion out the way first.
I liked
Before-
it.
It's invalid.
He already,
Right, I
he already got
guess.
spoiled, by the way. Do you mind if we like tiptoe around?
I mean, I guess yeah, you could. That'd be okay. Like I'm definitely gonna go back and finish what I started, but from the beginning, like
I'm gonna save more for you.
That's
Okay,
a good joke
okay.
there. I don't know.
There was good context, anyway.
Yeah. So, yeah, I liked it. I liked a lot of the storytelling. I liked Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. I thought he did a good job. I liked the slow burn build. Like, I know I'm going to use a lot of buzzwords. The slow burn build up to the point that I saw of it. And the environment and the music, the score, I guess is the word that I'm looking for, to it was very fitting and as it should be, a very nice fit to what was happening on screen. I feel like I'm just like that verbal vomit because
No,
I
you're
can't
good,
like
you're good.
put my words in.
This is definitely like one of those movies. Like if the score like wasn't there, it would be a completely different movie.
I mean, I'm big into like film scores anyway. Like that's
What does score mean? I'm sorry.
like
the
the
soundtrack.
soundtrack
Okay.
to the movie, like the non like
technically,
but also
it's-
when it.
yeah,
like,
technically a
when it's
score and
going on.
soundtrack are different things, but the,
Yeah.
the
How it's
background
implemented.
music,
the
yeah.
background, yeah, that. So, yeah, I thought what I saw so far was very good. I liked it. I'd like to see Arthur Flex like once he realized he had the power to kind of like take that bit of revenge back on people who had harmed him. And that like turn of how he felt strong and proud. Like I'm interested to see where that goes and how far he's gonna take that. Like I have seen a little bit of a spoiler.
I don't think. Well, yeah, you haven't seen it, but I was gonna say I don't think they're doing a sequel though.
No, I know, but I'm just saying like within the movie itself,
Yeah.
like how that like power trip, that beginning snowballing effect of a power trip, where that takes him. And I have seen the scene with the
Robert De Niro and the big talk show. scene
exactly
towards the
where he
climax.
goes out and and shoots him in the face in front of the audience and does the funny society meme. And I mean that was the whole reason
I
that
haven't seen this meme that you're talking about.
That's the
either.
whole reason that I've some people he has the whole reason that I basically watched that clip is because someone on like one of the Facebook pages I follow like posted they like the Simpsons meme where they're like say it again Bart and he like I caramba and everyone cheers yeah it was kind of like that like with the society and everyone yeah he said the meme like I think that was why I saw it like I didn't feel like anything was really spoiled for me.
You knew it was
Not
gonna
quite
happen.
not quite like how like I
Well-
felt when I saw the Avengers thing. I was a little disappointed when I saw the big Avengers spoiler, but like
Maybe we can talk about that after, just like spoilers, because that is a topic I would like to cover.
Yeah.
Because
It's not a movie you can really spoil in the sense
Yeah,
of, like,
there's
you
no-
know he's gonna turn into the Joker. It's just
yeah,
the journey.
It's the
Can I
it's
go
more-
next?
that's why I
Richie,
was
of
like
course you
You can
Um,
talk
Okay.
whenever.
So, Joker. It was definitely not what I thought it was going to be like.
what do you think it's going to be?
I don't know. I mean, I guess more like action-y, but it really just like focused on like mental illness and like he was like as a child like
Abused.
Child
yeah
trauma.
yeah like child trauma and like
That was kind of the message of the movie. Like,
It
if it
all
had
just-
one, like,
yeah.
mental illness needs to be addressed.
yeah like it fucked him up and like he
Child
just
abuse needs to be addressed.
kind of lost it and turned into a psychopath pretty much and I think that was a really really big focus of the movie. And
Did you not like that it was a focus?
no, like I did. It was very eye-opening. A lot of people were saying it was disturbing. I do not think it was disturbing at all.
People, like, people who, like, haven't seen, like, a horror movie and then walk into, like, a Saw movie are, like, those types of people. Like, if you, like, thought this was gonna be like an Avengers movie and it was gonna be a good time, if you don't know like what this character is about, like in the comic books are much some of them get much darker than
Oh
this.
yeah.
If I got like an Arkham Asylum comic down there, like the Killing Joke, he like murders people in cold blood, does some fucked up shit. And in this one, if anything, it's more justified because he's killing people. At least
the first 3 it was self-defense. Well, not the third guy, but
yeah,
the first
that's the
2.
third guy. We had this conversation.
Yeah.
It was self-defense up until he gunned him down.
I was even thinking that when I was watching the movie. He has that altercation in the bus where the group of kids are like beating him up. Subway, sorry. And then he like kind of accidentally shoots the first one, and then like it slowly gets worse and worse. And then the third guy, he's like, "No, I'm just gonna chase you down."
Yeah. I think what she had said about it, like a lot of people saying it's disturbing, is the fact that like a lot of people just kind of look the other way. Like there was a reason in the United States. I was a psych major for a while, so this is kind of a sore subject for me. There was a reason that I think a lot of people were like disturbed by this, because up until I think like 1960, 70, 80, I don't know when. I should know, but whenever Ronald Reagan started shutting down and like defunding asylums, essentially, like a lot of these people were kind of locked away from society, that you wouldn't see this like extreme fringe of mental illness. So a lot of people would just kind of look the other way, or be like, you know, they had horrible ways of dealing with mental illness back in the day. Like one of my personal favorites is the lobotomy, where they take an ice pick and like lay you out and just take a, you know,
I saw that.
a hammer and go
think it
ding
was
ding
like an
ding
episode
right
of
up your
Lore or
nasal
something.
passage
Oh, I don't like that.
into your frontal lobe, which is
It's
you know,
basically
forehead,
like
and stir it
permanent-
around.
I don't want to think about this image we're making.
That reminds me
But
It's
of
like
yeah.
a permanent
Horror Story.
Ritalin. Or,
Pretty much.
Tyler,
Like
whichever
no,
one.
I mean, if they, you know, it can change people like that. Like some people, you know, I remember
sometimes
reading.
it was done like wrong, so like they lost motor skills. and all that.
Exactly. Like it was such a gamble doing that. That's what they did to JFK's sister. Gave her one of those like
Yep.
ice pick lobotomies, and it like completely ruined her life.
It was
But
such a twink.
it's such a weird thing the way the
They
brain
did it
works.
because like she was ruining the family image.
Yeah, she
quote
was not
unquote.
the traditional Kennedy, so
She was
they were
being
like,
slutty.
she's got to be
Even
crazy.
though all the Kennedys
Dun,
kind of
dun,
were.
dun. Yeah, well, it's
But they were
okay
doing
when a
it
man
behind-
does it, but
they were
when a
doing it
woman
behind
does
closed
it.
doors.
Anyway,
She was
talking
doing
about the
it.
Joker film that just came out.
So really quick, I just want to say, the other day I was reading something and it said, as children, like you look up to superheroes, but then as adults, like you understand villains, and that kind of goes back with Joker, like understanding like why he is the way he is, like.
Right.
As an
especially
adult-
kids nowadays, because they have way better villains now, like Thanos and everybody.
We touched on an earlier podcast. I think it was the Star Wars one where we said like if you liked Infinity War's ending versus Endgame's ending,
Yeah, it was like Empire,
Yeah.
Return of the Jedi.
and I kind of felt like it kind of translates to the Joker. Like if you like the Joker more than like other Batman movies, where like the Joker kind of wins in this one.
Yeah,
Quote unquote.
he definitely has some plot armor around him.
Yeah.
Before we go on to your thoughts, Shaboy, do you have any final thoughts about the film?
Go
All right.
on.
The Boy.
All right. I had so many.
the
but,
birthday
like,
boy.
The big thing that I felt was that it was mentally draining, because the fact that like there's so much cringe in a sense that you feel cringe, like you get taken back after you start seeing this, because I've seen a lot of these kind of kids in high school, like they'd be sitting alone or whatever, and I always felt like if I could just talk to them, they would be okay, kind of thing.
But you
and-
didn't, though.
I didn't.
So you're part of the
because I'm
problem.
in
You're part of the problem.
exactly.
You deserve to die with the rest of
That was one of the. I feel like that
See,
was
at
one
least
of the
he
plot
was like,
points.
talk to him. I was like, just ship these people to an asylum and do whatever with them. I don't care. I was the bad psychologist.
But it's the kind of movie that's like it's in your face, so you're mentally by the end of the movie you're so mentally drained, but it's so satisfying of a drain because like
There
it
is that
points
part
out
of you
so
that
much.
wants him to win. There's a part of you that wants him
yeah,
to win.
and there's like so much that like it opens your mind to people that like don't really care about this situation that he's in, mental illness and
Well,
like
why?
child trauma.
Why do you want him to win?
I didn't say I want him to win.
Well,
I just wanted
You want him to get better and
get
like
better and help.
Me
But
too.
like,
Yeah, and then there's that anarchist part of your brain that's like, nah.
Yeah, there was a little.
It's fiction. You can have fun with it. Go to town.
But it was also so like grounded in.
Yeah.
In like there's no superpower ways. Like there's no flying and lightning and stuff
Right.
like that. It was
Mhm.
it was a strictly like this could kind of happen. I could see this happening in a city somewhere. Like
There's no stupid car chase or like a scene where another Batman villain pops up and he
Yeah.
like is taking over the city or something.
the biggest chase scene wasn't really a chase scene.
Yeah, the crash scene with the car. That's
Yeah,
it.
That was hilarious. So every time like a meme
We're gonna
popped
save
up,
you by
I was
potentially
like,
killing you.
Yeah.
I think that was,
Every time a meme popped up that like I've seen outside of the movie, I'm like,
Right.
oh, there it is. There's the dancing one. Dancing
Yeah,
on the
Yeah.
steps.
that's I think that's why I like the Batman and like these like noir dramas, whatever you want to call them,
Yeah, you're a big fan
Better.
of the Nolan movies.
than the like Marvel verse is because of the lack. Like everything these characters do is almost physically possible
Mm-hmm.
within reason. Like, you know, there can be like their physical prowess of all the characters, and same thing with like Ledger's Joker, and like as Shaboy was saying, like this is something that could happen.
Yeah.
I had a good point earlier, something about the villain, like why do we want him to win? Is it because we feel bad for him? But then I forgot my exact wording, so I like
You good.
we'll just skip over that.
I do like. There's a reviewer who I knew who had a good point about like the Thor movies where he's like, oh, when they're like in Asgard and like nothing around them is real, like, I can't really relate to that. Whereas this film has like a much more closer to reality point of view. I felt like we were cutting you off. Did you have any other thoughts about the film? What would you give it out of 10?
Oh my
Your
gosh.
subjective opinion.
I would say it's probably a perfect 10. Like I really did not.
Ooh.
I didn't have any gripes
Uh-oh.
with the movie that like I could point out. It was like
Other than
because
the
I've
fact
never
he didn't
seen
say the N
I've-
word.
What?
I said other than the fact he didn't say the N word.
Other than the fact that he didn't put a woman in his place. I've never seen the other Batman movies, technically, other than Suicide Squad, which isn't a Batman movie.
Oh
So
my
I
gosh.
have no other basis
Oh.
for what kind of Jokers are.
Have you played like a game or something?
Did you see
Nope.
The Dark Knight?
Wow.
So you have no idea what this
No.
character is.
Wow.
Damn.
So-
Okay.
You
So
should
from
really
a very
watch The
newbie
Dark Knight.
perspective, yet a very like
Good.
perspective
Right.
of actual reality.
KB movie.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell you what. Like I've
Represented.
like a part of me like really like values and wants to know the opinion of someone who's never seen a Joker film and goes in blind. So I think that the fact that you give it a 10 says something really cool.
I think you need to get your life together.
We were having
Yeah,
this
we're gonna-
conversation.
I
He
think
mentioned
that
earlier that they hadn't seen The Dark
movies
Knight, and I was
shouldn't
like,
be your
Kitchen-
life.
Kitchen bitches. See, that's
that
what
is
I
like-
was
but
saying
that's
the
what-
other day.
That's like the best thing I want to do with
I
my
was like,
life.
I don't want to watch. I
It's
don't
just
watch
watch
a lot of
movies.
movies.
Just art in general.
No.
Yeah.
Because
I
he was
will-
talking
I mean,
I
about
just
art,
got a movie
yeah,
pass, so
appreciate
I'm
art.
good to go with that
Yeah.
shit.
So all forms, but just sitting on the couch and just watching movie after movie is not.
You
my
can
life.
stand up on a treadmill and watch movies.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're right. You can
Lift
watch
some
it while you're like lifting
It's,
weights.
it's a
I'd rather
hobby.
watch podcasts.
I used to listen to
But,
hella audiobooks.
but when you
while I
go
was
out
lifting.
to a movie theater, you're essentially like doing the same you would on like a dinner date. So like, and you're with somebody, so like, you're valuing all those things with the movie. Like it's
Yeah.
not just you're spending your time on a chair all day. It's not like you're just glued to a couch.
I just love movies.
There's
I have
just
a
too many
friend,
movies
I
that,
have a
that
friend coming over
to
later
catch
tonight,
up.
and we're
That
gonna
would be
watch
what
Ma.
I have to do.
I heard that film was awful.
Watch what?
Really?
Yeah,
Ma?
We're,
Ma.
Ma.
we're gonna watch
Gosh,
it anyways.
no,
I just
don't
have
watch
to see
that.
it.
Sorry.
It was
watch,
that or
watch it and then
Lorna.
form your own opinion. but
Watch
I've-
something Kino.
I've watched it.
No,
Which
I
is
need,
not
to, I
that
need to
bad.
see it. I
Blade
need to
Runner's
get
I
my.
mean, I'll
48.
still watch it, but I just warned you.
Y'all
I heard
still
it was
gotta
really
watch
good.
Alita.
I need to get my
Alita, Blade
my own
Runner.
opinion on it, but I heard it wasn't that great.
In your opinion's gonna be it's bad.
It's all good.
And your opinion is only worth half.
Oof. See, now he's being sexist.
Yeah, we just need
1 point for him.
We
Ding,
just need a
2 for me. 1.5 for me.
You're like an infinite. Like everything out of your
See, I
mouth
thought we
is-
were doing did a little like Richter scale of like where I lay with like all my like sexism, racism, like homophobe. Like he was doing that for me. The
Yeah,
other day
I
at work.
thought I put
And he's like
top
sexism
tier,
way
like,
up high. I was like, no way, bro.
I
Or
was like,
we should
okay,
have,
on
like-
sexism, Schwoogie is god tier.
We should have like a whole-
Racism, he's top tier.
No way.
Homophobic,
Swap those around.
he is high tier. And then like whatever the other one was like low
Yeah,
tier.
anti-Semite and
I would say like we need like a horizontal line graft, and on the right it's just like
Violent
pig,
racist.
bigot pig, and then on the left it's like saint, and we're
Yeah.
just like
I'm
we're constantly moving throughout the video, our pictures.
No,
There
I'm
was
gonna make a
a-
compilation of all the terrible shit you say and send it to HR.
Oh God,
My grandfather's like a
context.
hardcore racist.
was it bad? I saw a. I was
Like,
like
if I
looking.
brought a black guy home, he'd probably never speak to me
Oh
again.
God,
Yeah.
if I saw.
We
a
all got one of those.
Yeah, right. I saw a shirt. I'm that guy, but I saw a shirt.
mean
I was
when?
looking at Etsy earlier today, and I saw a shirt that was like a ghost, and it said "Let's get sheep faced." I kind of chuckled to myself because all I could think of was like a Klansman hood, but like because the ghost was like holding a glass, like "Let's get sheep faced," and I was like, it's just like the Klansman hood with like a holding that burning cross. It was like that made me chuckle for like half a second, and then I was like, all right,
Back to reality.
that wasn't funny anymore. I mean, it was funny, but anyway. Derailment.
Did you have any final thoughts? All good.
It was just ups and downs of just mental drain, and I loved it, every bit of it.
And he needs to watch.
I
Dark Knight.
couldn't. I wanted to look away.
And you
I
need to
couldn't.
watch The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
You do.
Because, why did you want to look away? Because it was too cringe?
It was
Is
just
that what-
cringe. A lot of cringy stuff.
I
Like
mean,
cringy on terms of like violent or like embarrassing.
Arthur Fleck's
Like,
character
you know, there's
cringe.
kind of moments where like you
When
say
he's-
something that
when
you
he's so
expect to
awkward.
laugh. Yeah, he's so awkward.
Okay, I did cringe when he was like doing his stand-up routine and just laughing and everyone around him is silent. Or like the other time he was like watching the other dude do stand-up and he like is so out of tune with everyone that he's
Yeah.
laughing at the wrong beats.
Yep.
Like he doesn't know how to interact in like a normal
Exactly.
situation.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
Then he's got his book full of fucking drawings
I
and
think I was
shit like
telling
that.
you, Soul.
Or when he
like,
dropped his gun in the hospital.
No,
Yeah.
the part where he's on the bus
Exactly.
and
And
he's
he's
laughing
like,
at that girl and he just hands her the card that says like I have a
Yeah.
thing and I can't stop laughing. Every time he laughed, I was like laughing hysterical. I thought it was so
I still
funny.
didn't. Wait, was that like a mental thing, or was he
Yes.
programmed to do that because of his?
So there is a
his
mental
abuse.
illness.
It's a real mental illness, but it's revealed at. Sorry, this
It was
is spoiler.
triggered by his
Yeah.
abuse.
It was revealed that like he doesn't have that condition.
Oh, interesting. I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
he said like, oh, I don't like know what caused it or whatever, but he just does
Well, see, part of me, because I had said that, my
Oh,
lady
okay.
had said something about that, and I told her, I was like, there's a real mental illness that I cannot, it starts with a P. I can't remember
it.
what
No,
it's
it's a real
called.
thing.
Cause like
But he does have that, and then if he, says, like, oh, I don't have it, like, part of the reason that I said that, like, because on that card you would think that it would say, like, what the name of the illness is, but it doesn't. And I told her, like, back in the 70s, like, mental health was really, really bad. Like, there's a psychological textbook, essentially, of, like, every known mental disorder. It's called the DSM. And there's been, like, it's, like, 5 now, I think, as of, like, 2019. But it lists basically every psychological disorder a person could ever have. And just back then, because like psychology was just kind of looked at as a pseudoscience, not a lot of like people really invested the time to learn about mental illness. Like that's why I think
one of the
that
things I
maybe you could
actually
say-
didn't like about the movie was there was a boot.
A boots. I know
No,
you're talking
Canadian.
about. Ooh. Ooh, yeah.
They did it really well with some of the parts, but not with others. Where like they would show a piece of paper and there was writing on it, and you'd have to read what it said. And they made it good. Like they would draw horizontal lines where they wanted you to read, but there was other
Yeah.
parts where they were like just skimming through the whole
Yeah.
thing, and we're like,
Yeah.
That's
what am I
kinda-
supposed to get
yeah.
from this part of this page?
Yeah.
that
That's
you're
definitely
reading?
a nitpick, though. That's for the people who are going to take
It's
the time
definitely-
and
Yeah.
pause and read it all.
I will say that
Which
I
would
think was
be
the,
interesting to read what all that says.
the one cringe
Actually
moment
was
for
enough.
me at the point when like it pans down to his paper that says like the hardest part about having mental illness is like other people like pretending to other people that you don't, or like having to pretend to be normal or
You
whatever.
didn't like that
says.
line?
I was like, that's kind of cringy, because like I've seen just so many people
mean,
like with the same like
I
you
like
ever
that
see
line, but it doesn't
they want
seem
you
like
to
something
behave
you'd
like you
say.
don't.
whatever the behavior, whatever the quote was, like that I was kind of like, that's like,
I like that line,
What-
but
I
it
was
doesn't
like-
seem like something you would say.
is Arthur Fleck like a high school girl who's like going through a hard time? Have you ever seen that like God, I wish I could remember. There's a meme that's like just girl things, and there's one that's like the hardest part of
Can I cut you off?
yeah, I
Okay.
can't remember the meme.
I didn't
so-
like where you're going with that anyway. Okay.
Shut up.
Is it okay?
I was
to
like,
not funny.
I'm done with the sexism and racism stuff.
I wasn't
this
gonna
week.
be sexist or racist.
It sounded like you were. I'm sorry.
I wasn't.
My girlfriend saw the picture.
Nice.
Was that a picture of your girlfriend?
What there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just need to crop all the pictures of our girlfriends in,
That's
like
not-
our ugliest pictures.
No, it's like
That'll be in the show notes.
like Latin text. Yeah.
So I have a question.
Not a great.
What is your question?
Okay, I just want your opinion on this.
Before I give my review, what is your question?
Oh no, okay, you go first, and then I'll do mine. Has
Are you
nothing,
sure?
literally nothing to do.
I'm
with
gonna go
this.
off. I'm gonna be a minute. I got a lot of shit to say.
Okay, go.
Okay.
Minute.
So,
Maybe even 2.
I want to preface it like kind of with like the meaning of the movie, which was kind of goes into also a moral thing. If you're a person who's like suicidal, violent, all the things that like the Joker is in this movie, until the point you do something about it, you kill somebody. I want you to get help. I want for you to.
I don't think
do
I
the right
will.
things.
No, I don't think I will.
Good for you. But I think that this movie is trying to address, hey, if you are surrounded in this hateful world that, like, sure, it's your fault because you're doing this, but, like, we as a society, there's the meme, should try to help these people.
We
as
do
much as
indeed
we
live
can.
in a society, Soul.
We do. So I think that was, like, a good message for the movie because I know someone was complaining that, like, this isn't the Joker. The Joker is, like, a mastermind, and he's a guy who fights Batman, and this is just, like, some loser. But this is, like, the origin story of how this character came to be. And
Until he, like, once he embraces it, I'm sure he.
yeah, the guy at the end of the film definitely didn't seem like a far stretch from the Joker. But going into this film, I had very little knowledge of what I was walking into. I just knew Todd Phillips, the director, directed like the Hangover movies, and say what you will about those films, they do have like certain stylistic choices that I enjoy. He also directed this film called War Dogs that's really fucking good. And I was like, oh, and Joaquin Phoenix is like one of the greatest actors of all time, so this should be a good movie. And sure enough, it was not what I expected. I didn't expect them to like make Joker this like relatable loser who lives with his mom and
I didn't even like watch half the trailer when it got announced, so I didn't even know.
there you go.
I knew even less than you knew.
I watched the trailer, but I didn't really I didn't even remember what happened. I try to go into films blind.
Yeah. Nucci doesn't care about your review though. She's just
I do. I'm listening.
neither of them. I'm interested.
Thank you.
fully
Sugar.
I am
involved.
listening.
Yeah, I'm trying
He's
to
trying
find,
to make me read stuff
I am
too.
trying to make him get the memes so he understands the meme. Wow, what an ass.
Tosses the phone down.
I need that to read stuff.
It's too late now. It's on the other side of the room.
Oh, I can't. I don't want to get up. Oh, thanks. Here, I'll just read it so the whole podcast land can hear it then.
But yeah.
DC Joker
But yeah.
gamer memes.
I love the film. I think I mentioned this in the group chat. Like as far as like performance goes, I think this is better than Heath Ledger Joker, but only in the sense that like he's literally in every fucking frame of this movie, and he is doing a pretty damn good job the entire film. Like I said, like if Heath Ledger Joker had a whole movie where he's the same level of quality the whole time, then yeah, that would be better. But
I don't know. I kind of have to disagree with that. I think that
Was the Heath Ledger
Wow.
Ledger
Ledger.
Heath
Joker,
Ledger
the one with the hospital scene where he
yes.
goes
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
basically
I've
like
seen parts of
as far as
different
film
movies.
goes, he's kind of like
Was he the same
regarded
one
as
with
the
the
highest tier.
Is that the same movie where it was the two boats? Both had bombs on
Yes,
them?
yes.
Was it the same exact movie
Yep.
or was it different? Okay.
Yes. Speaking to a normie fuck. Anyway.
So I'm gonna disagree with you.
Okay,
a little
That
bit on
was a joke. It was a joke.
that. I,
Triggered!
Trigger.
That's kind of the pot calling the kettle black. But that's neither here nor there. But anyway.
You're the most normie
I
of
am
us.
absolutely not.
You just don't know it yet.
You just don't know it.
You don't know how esoteric I can go. Shwiggy.
I don't even think you know what that means. Anyway.
I wasn't going to interrupt you with your terrible opinion.
So I think what made Heath Ledger's Joker good is that we didn't really have an origin story to him. He was and he also
Multiple
had
choice.
kind of, and he had the whoever was Batman in that movie.
Pseudo
Christian
Bale.
Bale. Christian Bale to play off of. I think if you
In my opinion, Christian Bale kind of sucked in those movies.
if you had a Heath Ledger Joker just solely like movie by himself, like I just don't think it would have carried with the same gravitas kind of that
I don't work with amateurs.
Joaquin Phoenix did, because that was part of the the thing about the Joker in The Dark Knight, as I was saying, was that he was this crazy. He wanted to seem like he was an agent of chaos, but literally everything that he had done up to that point was methodically planned out with like plans and backup plans and backup plans of backup plans.
But in a sense, though, he was like also like in a total anarchist state. Like if Batman would have hit him with the motorcycle, and when he's telling him to, that obviously would have been a part of the plan, but also wouldn't have been like he's going along with the flow, but he's like set in stone, like a domino effect. But he's along for the ride.
Right. And well,
At least that's my interpretation.
That's part of the reason I think why Heath Ledger's Joker was just walking down the street in that scene was like, come on, hit me, because he knew that Batman's got that whole creed of like not killing anyone, so he wouldn't allow that to happen. He wouldn't do it because he knew if he would hit him going that fast, it would obviously kill him. So,
how did y'all feel about the inclusion of Bruce Wayne and I guess Thomas Wayne could have been in the movie just fine, but like Bruce Wayne kind of felt like, okay, we're gonna shoehorn Batman origin story in here again.
Yeah, I think the only reason
I've been on both sides. I personally think like
Is a little played out.
it's played out, but like I think
it was also enjoyable to have.
Yeah, it's a fun Easter egg on top of like you can't really have a story about Joker without having Batman in it.
I just didn't get it. Like, who killed him?
It was just a random dude.
Oh, okay.
It was always been a random dude, but at least this time it like made sense.
I know. I'm just trying to think about Gotham.
Made more sense.
I said this before, but like now it makes sense why the Waynes, these billionaires, are just walking down a black alley for no reason. Like, oh, it's a state of chaos.
Right.
Got to be blessed.
So they retconned that.
It is.
I see now.
I thought it was a.
But
good
it also helped
interpretation of
him, like, with the story of him, like, finding out where he came from.
Mhm.
Because he thought he was. I don't know how far he actually got with the spoilers.
Like halfway through the movie. So
There's a point in the movie where he goes up to the Wayne Manor and interacts with Bruce, and I personally got like chills when he like did that.
interesting.
Yeah, he's being really creepy.
He's a really fucking creepy guy. But like, there's that part of you that was like, that kind of like understood. Oh, I'm just trying to talk to him. He's like doing magic tricks for him and shit. But you feel for him because he truly believes that Thomas Wayne is his father, and you want to be like, nah, talk to your dad, reunite, get some money from him, afford the medication.
Is that a spoiler? Thomas Wayne isn't Bruce's real father?
He's not Joker's real father.
Oh, Joker. Okay, so that was the.
There was
My
revealed
girlfriend
that
was
he's-
There was
asking
some-
me- Okay.
M. Night Shyamalan plot twists with that
Yeah,
original.
I don't know how much you know. I won't do the big twist of the movie, but yeah, that is a big part of it.
See, I had
Rape you
said
in the mouth.
when, like, his mom was always like, "Oh, Thomas will take care of us." Like, I didn't understand what she was getting. Like, I was like, did she used to work for him, or was like?
Yeah, she used to work for him and basically stalked him, and she's crazy too, and was like, "Oh no, we had a kid together." And
Okay, that makes.
And
sense.
then he goes and does like the paperwork and finds out, "Oh no, you're adopted. You don't have a dad. Thomas Wayne doesn't know who you are."
Okay.
And he goes up to Thomas Wayne and is like, "Yo,
Dad, where
Dad,
you been?
Where's my money?" But you could argue if Thomas Wayne wasn't a fucking asshole and he saw like this helpless kid or helpless 50-year-old man, I guess, and was like, "Hey, I'm not your dad, but I can give you some money for medication," you could argue this whole thing could have been avoided and he wouldn't have got shot and murdered.
Or maybe he could have just explained it a little bit better instead of just being like, "Get the fuck away from me,
Or
boy."
if he didn't call the entire city clowns, there's a lot of things he could have done. Thomas Wayne is a villain in this movie.
Unfortunately,
Right.
To the fullest.
he's
But-
a villain to the villain.
Yeah.
Anti-villain.
But that's basically everything I thought about the
Insane.
movie. I would probably, at first I was going to give it like an 8 because it is a very like violent, dark movie. That's just not really like a style I'm really into. Like I don't think I'd watch this film like every year or anything. But
I want to buy it.
the more I've thought about it, like the more like theories I've heard out there and everything, because like they do have a weird twist ending, and it like makes you think like what is happening at these certain parts, and like since then I'd probably bump it up to a 9. I thought it was really fucking good. I don't want there to be a sequel though.
Yeah, I don't think this warrants
Joaquin
a sequel,
Phoenix is
really.
too
It
old.
doesn't need one.
Doesn't need one, exactly.
Just like Coraline, I watched for the first time earlier today.
I watched The Shining for the first time a couple days ago.
There you go.
there
Shining's
any
getting
more
a
coming
sequel.
out?
But that is
Coraline
good.
not
Yeah.
getting a sequel.
I didn't like The Shining.
I didn't see it either.
I loved it. I thought it was amazing.
The elevator of blood gets off on the 2nd floor.
What?
He doesn't know. They don't know.
He hasn't seen The Shining.
The elevator of blood gets off
Do I
on the
need
2nd
to?
floor.
I'm a
Was
big
it worth it?
Amityville horror
Yes.
fan.
I don't like horror movies.
I love them. My favorite.
Not my favorite. I
Favorite.
like it.
Anyway,
Anyway.
I like all facets of movies.
Moving
But
on.
anyone got anything else to say about the movie
Any
before we
final
move on?
thoughts before
I
we
love all
bookmark
flaccid.
this?
You were gonna say something earlier before we trailed back into the movie.
It has nothing to do with the movie.
Go for it.
Going back to the dentist
So
thing.
I don't know. I talked to my boyfriend
Oh my
about this
God.
a couple times, and I just thought it was an interesting topic. Like, say you have a house fire in your apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are you gonna do? Like, are you gonna go back and grab your cats? Or are you gonna
I've thought about this.
You
gonna
wanna
run
grab
like
your bucket
like
of
we're gonna
popcorn
run
and
back
soda?
in? We're gonna grab our cats. We're gonna
I'm
fucking
getting
grab
my soda.
grab all the TVs and like
Yeah.
just grab everything. Or are you just not gonna go back in?
Is it an
Okay.
explosive fire that just you can't control
Yeah.
immediately?
And
Are
we're
you
gotta get
trapped
out.
in the house?
okay. We're all going
Gotta
to
grab
assume
one
this is
thing.
in our own houses. Do
And
we
we're
like
gonna-
get to decide what room the fire starts in or anything, or is it just
Do
explosion?
I mean, all the houses I'd say are pretty universal. So I guess
Yeah.
if we said like, it starts in the kitchen, like where are you gonna, what are
I
you
mean,
gonna
like
do?
Or
if
you
you
just
can
decide
if you
on the
can
house.
go in.
Yeah.
I mean, the first thing I'm grabbing is my cats, my car keys.
let's assume that like everyone living in there can get out without you having to grab them.
Yeah. Since you brought up the topic, did you want to go first?
Yeah. I mean, if I'm able to get in there and my boyfriend's able to get in there, like we're gonna get the cats.
I don't know if I'd
What if the cats are on fire?
No, they're gonna be on fire.
just
Alfred,
running around.
Alfred might because he's handicapped. But I want to get like my jewelry and try and get all that shit. Try and get the
Anything valuable
TVs
and
out.
Yeah.
I can only imagine.
All the
you
valuable stuff
grab
as,
it
much,
from the
as
bottom.
fast as I can.
Yeah. That would probably like. Part of me
Teamwork.
feels like I'm gonna freak out. I'm just gonna fucking throw shit out the window.
Oh, God.
Like I
Just,
don't give a
TVs.
fuck.
just all the
computer out the
expensive shit I
window.
want.
There was a fire around this neighborhood, so if anything, I should be the most
Yeah, there's a
concerned
fire in
about
our
this.
neighborhood too.
Oh really? I
Yeah.
didn't know this.
Do you guys not have renter's insurance?
I have renter's insurance.
Yeah, all this
I
will
don't
be.
know.
But it only covered
replaced.
like the other girl who fired in this neighborhood. It covered so much, but
Is that the girl that works with us?
Well,
Yeah.
Fucking don't
Y'all
like
should
her.
increase your
I don't
plans.
I gave her so much shit and she never said thank you. I gave her a fucking microwave, gave her fucking clothes. I
Oh,
never,
really?
I don't even know her.
oh really?
Never even talked to her. I gave her all this stuff and she didn't say thank you. So
Did she
she
know it was
can-
from you? Did you donate to her Patreon? Or?
I gave it to her
Did you
Oh,
get
in person?
Yeah.
Oh,
and she didn't say thank you, so she can fuck off.
damn,
Fuck
Yeah.
off.
damn.
Like that.
Don't
Oh.
insult her. Speak.
She just takes it and just like, oh, okay.
Don't insult her.
I
This
guess,
is how-
thank you. I guess I didn't need this, but I could use some money.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I didn't know. That's the meme of the week.
She's another one with no teeth.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I didn't know. I would have gotten you somehow to know.
Should we go like clockwise? What would you do, Shwee, if you were in?
Oh man.
There's
See
a
the
fire
way
in
that
your
my house is laid out.
Are you gonna?
There's
If
no
I
way-
was,
you
if
gonna
I
get
was
your
in,
girlfriend's kid, or you just gonna?
if I was in the bedroom, like in where are we saying this is breaking out? Kitchen. Or-
Like, let's just assume center of the house.
Fuck.
Okay. Yeah.
Everything is gone.
Yeah.
Everything
so,
I
like,
want is gone.
The way that the house is laid out, I guess if I wanted to, I could like bust out the window in our room and like just crawl out the front. But I would have to run out of the bedroom, down like a hallway, 90-degree angle, and then another 90-degree angle to like get out of the house. So I would basically have the front door be blocked, but I guess I could get out the back door through the kitchen. I don't know honestly what I would grab. Like I don't feel like there's like she had said, like obviously I'd try to go grab my car keys and like my wallet. But yeah, I don't know. I think all the rest of that stuff is pretty replaceable. Like Nintendo, like it don't matter. Like yeah,
You don't
Not-
got any precious game files that you spend stupid amount of hours on?
No, I don't think so. A lot of my like stuff that like has any sentimental value to me, like I've still pretty much is at my parents' house. Like I don't have any need to move it, nor do I want to really.
Mhm.
Just keep it there because it's a lot of nerd shit. And, like I don't need to have people looking at my shit being like, "Ew, what is this?" All my anime figurines of like half naked cartoon women. Those can stay at my
I mean, they're
parents'
not
house.
half naked women, but I got those downstairs. I'm not afraid.
My frozen
You
stuff.
gotta be proud of
Yeah,
yourself.
you gotta get all your frozen
Yeah,
stuff.
You gotta get your collection.
I'm gonna lose a lot of shit.
You have to make an appeal to Disney.
I would
like,
love to
lost
like
all my
walk
Frozen
up
pop
into like
vinyls.
the renter's insurance place, be like, yeah, so I had like $1,000 in Frozen merch. I need to be reimbursed.
Yeah.
Can you just buy them back for me?
Can you
Yeah.
specifically just give them a list? I got Frozen this, to this.
Maybe I'd grab my notebook because my notebook has a lot of my short stories and
I
stuff
need-
in it, and I feel like that would be pretty
Yeah.
important.
Anime
So I
body
would
color.
definitely grab that.
Of
Like,
course.
if I lost that notebook of my like short
Yeah,
stories,
there's
and stuff,
certain-
I'd be so upset.
Yeah, there are certain things like you can't. Like my stories are like in a cloud, so I don't know if that'd be the first thing I would grab.
Yeah.
Definitely your cats.
Yeah.
I mean, we have cats too. Like, I guess
so-
I would assume that my girlfriend would probably grab those, or I'd probably be responsible for grabbing cats. Like when I was grabbing nothing, she'd be trying to juggle a cat and a child, and being like, "What are you doing?" And be like, "I gotta get the Coke and the popcorn. What are you talking about? What am I doing?"
Personally, like if there was a fire in my house, like it would kind of be like the first thing. Like let's say if I was in this room, I'd grab like a first coat. I'd grab like switch, camera, microphone, and that'd probably be it. And then cats. After that, and then like maybe I'd stop in that room and throw some shit out the window. I don't know what I'd throw. After that, like I would assess how bad is it. I'd try to probably put out the fire, and then I'm like, oh, it's a lost cause. On my way out, I'd be like, fucking computer, something, whatever. And then that's probably all I do. There are like a couple things like,
If you could make like one trip back in the house,
yeah.
like that was it.
If I had like one more trip, okay, the first trip, I got my shit I can stuff in my pockets, which are the things I mentioned. After that, yeah, I'd probably come back for the computer, probably come back for my Pokemon game that has a stupid amount of fucking hours on it that I couldn't get back.
Oh yeah, your Nintendo DS that's at my house. There's a fire. It's just fucking gone, bro.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, bro. Like, I'm
You
gonna have to,
leave
I'm gonna have to buy you one back,
fine.
bro. Or
But
like
no,
take
there's-
it and frisbee it
I
out the window.
I care more about that game file than I do the system.
Put it in my mouth and run out. With it. I got it. And then accidentally
But yeah,
swallow it.
I might grab like a game system or some like valuable. Like that. Oh no, I'd probably. Well, no, I was gonna say like photo albums, but that's all on the cloud too. So.
Yeah, you're smart. You put all your stuff on the computer. I did not.
Yeah. I want to say I'd grab my fucking TV. That thing's too heavy though. Like I'd be like, "There's a fire," and I'm
trying
just.
to get your girl back in here. You'd be like, VV, I need help. I need help. Come on, get the TV. She'd be like, what's wrong with you and the TV? Like, it's a team lift.
I'm gonna go back upstairs and grab my weed. You got this TV?
Yeah. Like, there, yeah. Oh, I almost,
to get my
almost
Viagra.
name drop. And be like, but calling people from the neighborhood and calling people from the neighborhood and be like, bro, there's a fire in my house. I need you to come get my TV.
Yeah, I guess
It's your
I
boy,
have
you
like
live
my
down the
couple
road.
certain
Come on.
things I couldn't live without that I would grab, but like other than that, like renter's insurance and like I can just
Yeah.
get shit back. I'm
So
not.
I feel like a lot of it.
I have a stupid amount of things. I'm not like a super tangible person.
In my parents' house, though, like, it would be a different story, but. Yeah.
All right,
Shaboy.
Shaboy, what are you grabbing?
Fucking nothing. No.
You're not grabbing your dog?
Fuck the dog.
He almost
Nah.
shot the dog the
You're
other
not
day. He
grabbing-
sends me a Snapchat of him pulling out. This is the last
Okay, you
time.
tell the joke.
All right, the joke is it's an unloaded gun. Okay. Well, I
Paint the
come
picture.
home. I come home after a long day of work, and I go to put my phone on the charger.
Ah.
Dog chews through the phone charger, and so I just pull out my phone, like redo, looking
Yeah.
at my charger, look at the dog, go into the drawer and pull out my gun that's unloaded, and I point it at the dog, and it's
Yeah,
like
just
to be
cuts off.
continued.
Oh, God.
And I caption it. This is the last. I guess today's the day.
Going out
It
Old
was
Yeller
funny.
Style.
So-
It was funny, yes.
I'm trying. Like
I
I've
would
been
grab
in the
my
house, I'm trying to
guns.
remember.
My
Yeah.
girlfriend probably grab the
The
girl,
dog.
The dog.
Girlfriend will grab the girl, the dog.
Yeah. If we're
And-
allowed to include girlfriends, my girl's grabbed all her candle
See, I'm just-
collection.
I
She's
can't.
got-
I can't grab my TVs because they're wall mounted. So it's just
Ah.
like
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
be
fuck that
unscrewing
shit.
things.
Yeah.
F.
Just rip the shit
Yeah,
off.
I'd be like, fuck it.
I'll
This
probably
TV
grab
would be
the
fucking dead. I don't give a shit.
my
That weighs
Xbox.
too much.
mainly because it's the Halo 5 edition Xbox. So it's kind of collectors, quote unquote. It's not collectors at all, but
Oh yeah, I got a bunch of signed shit and autographs from
It's
people.
gone, bro.
But yeah,
It's
it's
done.
gone. I don't
It's
got time for
done.
that.
I ain't got time. And then there'd be one other thing that I
It'd
can't,
be like-
I can't say on
Yeah,
the
I'd be outside like, eh,
One other thing.
and then like an hour later, I'd be like, fuck, I just lost a bunch of stuff.
and that.
See.
So you got your dog
Yeah,
and
it'd
your
be as
guns.
important.
Anything else?
There's one other thing, but I can't say.
Oh, you're his penis enlarger. Anyway,
Yeah,
The
cock,
Viagra.
the cock ring.
his Roomba with
His
the
diamond encrusted
weird-
cock ring. Cock ring.
My chastity belt.
Yeah, the Roomba with the vagina on it
His,
for
sex
experimental
swing
purposes
from
only.
Good Boys. His sex
Speaking
swing.
of stuff,
Or his necklace.
That movie
so my
was
girlfriend
great.
for my birthday, she got me a cookie cake, and then she make brownies, but I have a lot left over. She's wondering if she should bring them over to here for
Right in
us to have.
Yes.
All right.
Is
The
there
answer is yes.
weed in
Like
it?
right now?
No.
Is
Like right now.
Oh hell yeah.
Like in the
Do
next
it,
20
do
minutes.
it, do it, do it, do it. So, is that on the fire topic then?
Yeah, I think.
Sorry,
What
was
was-
that a terrible topic?
No, it's
No,
fine.
that was
That was good.
that was good.
It was
I was-
insightful.
Fuck the dog.
I
Yeah,
enjoyed
fuck
that.
I need my guns.
That's what, like I said, when my
Why are we
girlfriend
going
and
for
her kid, so I
$3,000?
was like, I'm running around grabbing the Nintendo Switch and like my lightsaber that I paid $200 for and all the kyber crystals, and she's trying to juggle cats and a child, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, I gotta get the things.
They're like,
I need
things-
materials.
trying to grab her like kids' clothes and stuff.
I need
It's
my
like,
cobblestone.
My lightsaber though.
I'm like, but the light, I dive back through the window. Like that's the good thing, I guess, is like if I like the way that our house is. Yeah, the way that the house is laid out, like I could probably just bust out the window to the
The great thing is
bedroom
that my
and run
Yu-Gi-Oh
back in
cards are
there.
in my car, so I'm good.
Yeah, he's ready to go. He's ready to square up whenever. You ready to throw down, bro? Yeah, it's time to.
He's waiting for like a gang of bikers roll him to the side and be like, "Yo, you want to
Sup,
duel?"
nigga? You wanna talk some shit? So,
I remember when I was
Somebody's dress.
editing that one episode where you did an M-bomb. I was like, "No,
Dress.
fuck it, I want it to be in there."
was it the one that?
Wait, what?
Dress.
Oh,
Type
the
of
address.
Was the N bomb that I dropped, or did Shaboy drop?
That you dropped.
Oh yeah, I'm
The
notorious.
boy's not racist.
I'm notorious. No, he's
Never.
never racist.
So what's
Saint.
next, boys?
So what's
have
Soul?
dates
You
with
said
an
you had a
Arabic
topic. You've heard what I said. I think
She was fun to
a
do.
topic that would be good.
Let's do yours
What is-
first. Mine
what
is
is-
gonna
okay.
take a while. Do you want me to tell you what mine was?
Yes, I would like to know.
I
just
thought we
for
could do a
comparative.
best of kitchen bitches, where we go through.
Are we really at that point though?
No, to the
I was
point-
thinking about
but
that
it'd be
the
a
other
fun-
day.
Okay, I
I
want to
was-
do like a rapid fire
Are we-
discussion
are
of all
we-
the stupid things we've done and hit Nucci with her own opinion.
Are
She
we-
We
hasn't
had
been talking at all.
because
I am.
you
I'm
fuck
in-
you, shaboy.
I'm in the house.
She's doing
calling
good.
people out.
Asshole.
Listen, if it wasn't her, it'd be you.
I know, that's right.
But a lot of our topics have kind of just been like 1 versus 1 and the other like a neutral party. So I was like, we can have a tiebreaker on all these stupid things.
Okay.
we've done.
All right, let's
But
do
do we
it.
do we remember what those were though? A lot of
Okay,
those.
we've had
Prequel versus sequel.
for Star
Looks
Wars.
directly
Star
at me.
Wars.
No,
prequel.
Subjective
Star
versus
Wars.
an
All right,
Yeah,
Jesus
subjective
is-
versus.
I
oh, wait,
can't.
what?
Are
I
you?
can't.
Okay,
I can't fuck with Star Wars.
Do you remember the subjective versus objective argument we had?
Yes.
Where do you stand?
Are you objective or subjective?
Can you just give me like a recap?
Okay, so do you believe that?
All of it.
Yeah,
Gotta be
like,
100%. There's no middle ground here.
like, do you think we should like scale art and kind of like go like this is good art, this is like there's like a scale to like how good it can be, and like experts should be able to determine that, or is it just it's a wild west, everyone has their own opinion?
I feel that everybody has their own opinion.
That is where I stood.
Cool.
And you were kind of like the neutral party.
Yeah, I did. On my way home from that particular show, I got railed in the car. But there's your Previously on.
I got railed in the
I
car.
got railed in the car by Shaboy.
He railed me good.
I didn't say anything.
He yelled at me in the car on the way, like when he was
Where
driving,
were you?
driving me back. He was like, "What are you doing, man? You let me hang in there, bro. What are you doing?" But I was thinking about it on my ride back to my house, and I was doing some Shwoogie After Dark, is what I like to call it, where it's my self-monologuing series.
You just go over.
And I was just
Preaching
talking,
to the Joker
just
right here,
talking to
talking to
myself,
himself.
yeah. And I was like, well, perhaps objectivity is subjective in itself. Like, maybe it's just this, like,
We all determine like,
never-ending
what's good
loop.
in our head.
Exactly, this never-ending loop of, like, what is good and what is bad.
Well, if you watch any like top 10 movies of this year type thing, everyone's like, "How could you think this way?" And,
Exactly.
Like, they
They're
don't.
like, how could you leave this out? And
Yeah, they obviously like don't understand like, oh, this is my opinion of like when I
Right.
do those kind of lists, I'll be like, this is how much I liked it, whereas other people have like this viewpoint of how good is it.
right. But that's basically what I was saying. Like, I'd come to the conclusion of was subjectivity or objectivity is in itself subjective. Therefore,
It must be subjective.
right. Well,
If we
Side
have different
note that has
interpretations of
nothing
what
to
it
do
is.
with this comment. Did you paint this room, or
I
was
did
it
paint
painted?
this room.
Okay,
I
Like-
didn't
because
get
the breaker is not
did
painted.
you
I
say
was
it was
just like-
pink in here?
it painted.
It's purple.
Painted.
or was it painted?
Oh, I thought you said it's pink.
Anyways,
Like you said that Ma was not a good movie. That's your opinion.
I haven't seen it, but I heard it was.
See, like I'm gonna, no matter what anybody says, like I want to watch it. I want my own opinion. Like that's it. Everyone's got their own opinions, and like it's whatever. Like everyone can argue about what's better, what's that. Like that's it.
Okay, going down on
Mister
the.
changed my mind, yet I'm still.
I know.
apparently on
I
it.
was like,
Ghost, real
So
or fake?
what do you
Still-
think? Like
well,
what do you?
he changed his mind before
No,
he
we're
was
past
in,
the subjective.
I was
objective.
like,
Ghost,
all right, maybe
go.
there's a little bit of objectivity, and he's like, no,
Oh yeah,
it has to
We-
be the
we'll do
Wild
that
Wild
one.
West.
I was gonna say the artificial life one, but
Boom,
aliens and ghosts, other conspiracies. What do you believe in?
boom.
I believe
Ghost,
in-
yes, no.
I believe in ghosts. Yes.
Aliens,
Yes.
cryptids. What are cryptids?
What is it called?
Like Bigfoot, Loch Ness monster.
No.
All right,
Any of those?
AI.
Whoa, did you want to do on the ghost one? Cause
What
I
about
know
She
you-
says she
Megalodon
has
still
ghost
existing?
stories.
I mean,
Yeah.
I do, but when I talk to you guys about them, you fucking laughed in my face.
I didn't. Did
so
I?
I'm like, fuck
I
you
did.
guys.
Did I?
Yeah, you guys made me feel really bad about it, actually.
About
If
what?
I did, I meant it like in a like I was trying to play around type way. I
Okay,
wasn't making
so
fun of it.
I
No, I
do
wasn't.
believe. I believe in ghosts. I
Did you have a
believe.
ghost story?
I do. I believe in spirits. So my ghost stories. When I lived when I was in high school, I lived literally my neighbor's was a cemetery. So I lived right next to a cemetery, and I would actually walk through the cemetery at night to get to like the store, and I got really used
so
to it.
fun.
No, I got really used to it. It wasn't creepy at all. So
Some people
two
would
not being
times,
every
sarcastic.
day.
two
It sounds
times, going to bed. One time, like my room was completely dark, door was shut, door was across the room, and I see like a dark, like silhouette, like a man just slowly like walking across the room, and it was just really creepy.
How old were you said?
In high school,
Oh, okay.
so like 17,
creepy.
16, 17. Yeah, it was really creepy.
Old enough to leave like a good impression.
And it was just like really creepy, and I'm like, I was calling my brother's name, and like he opened the door, and he's like what's wrong? And I'm just like, oh, nothing. Like, I'm good.
Guess I'm just gonna.
And then
break.
the second time, like I woke up, and it was like, God, it was like a person like crawling and like moving towards me in like this weird fucking way, like backwards, and I don't even know. It was really,
Contorting.
it was really fucking scary, and I don't even know.
You just got demons. You
Where
have
did-
got ghosts.
Well,
you
yeah,
possessed.
you've transcended.
You need to get a priest.
Next
You need-
level,
You need an
sorry.
exorcist.
So, I mean, I've never had that whole thing where like doors open and close and music turns on
Lights
and off.
on and
but,
I had the doors big time.
But this one time, this was when I was probably in like middle school. My father had all of his siblings die, and we were just like in his room. We were talking about his sister that died, and I never met her. She died before I was really little. I don't even know her. But there's like no windows open, no fans, no nothing, and he's just like telling me about her. And on the top of his dresser, he had like one of the cards that you get when you go to a funeral that has like the prayer on it and all that. So we're talking about her, and it just starts floating, like, and just lands right on the bed as we're talking to her, as we're talking about her.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like a sign
Ooh.
that like she was like listening and like heard us.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was pretty cool and creepy.
Yeah, that was way better than any of our stories.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
pretty cool, and we were both like, wow, like that just happened.
I would have been terrified.
No, it was,
I would have been like, let's get out of the house.
No, it wasn't
immediately.
terrifying. It was like a sign. It was,
I would have been terrified.
It was awesome.
the cross.
Well, I guess if that has more like.
the Bible, nigga.
Yeah, like,
Just
it
gonna
was
have a bunch of
scary,
bleeping noises. Who's
But
who's
yeah, I
editing
believe
this one?
I believe in ghosts and spirits. They're real.
How about aliens?
I do. I think that there are aliens out there.
What
Not-
kind of aliens? Like interstellar aliens, or like
Like
alien like
grays
a
or
random plant on a
Like
planet?
Mexicans or
I believe in both personally. I believe there's.
Well,
a
obviously there has
giant
to be
spectrum.
I don't even know.
for there to be
There
aliens
are-
in space.
I
There has
just-
to be a plant.
There's something out there.
Alien bacteria exists.
Like we
alien
can't
animals.
we can't be
Insane.
the only.
I mean, like I
ones.
said on the show when we talked about it, like it's mathematically improbable that we are the only like sophisticated life form in the universe.
But it's also mathematically probable we are, depending on who you look at.
I guess that's
It's
true.
just
There's just so much out there, like outside of like the solar system, like outside of all the planets and.
It's infinity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
As far as we know. Maybe if you get to the end, it's just like, oh, you teleport back to the other side, and it's like, just keep on going.
I don't
It's a
know,
bubble.
I mean, I'm not saying that is the case.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
believe that at all. I was just presenting an
Multi-universe.
idea.
but- All right, what's the next one? The AI one.
Some of these I'm not sure like have aired yet. I know this one has, where we went into discussion like as if robots and like androids got like advanced enough, and like let's say they started like getting jobs, and then like let's say like you fell in love with an android, and then they get equal rights in certain things. Do they count as life, even if they're all machine,
so.
or even part human, part machine?
So the android is the one that is a robot but looks like a human.
There's
I
different
think we're
interpretations of what
putting it
an
all
android
under an
is.
umbrella. Androids, complete robots, cyborgs, which are, you know,
Hybrid, I'd say. I'd say a
Yeah.
cyborg is a hybrid.
I think a cyborg is a human that.
But an
just
android,
modified
yes, is-
himself.
Exactly.
a robot that
hybrid.
looks like a human.
So what is
An
the
android.
question? What are you asking me?
Is if let's say an android like has equal rights, it lives with you, does it count as like life?
Yeah,
Is it alive?
yeah. I'm gonna say yeah.
Oh, she's hitting like every topic I had. She's on my side. I'm happy
There's
right
no way.
now.
All right.
Wait,
so then
wait.
at that point, do
I
they
thought the
deserve
topic
equal
was, like,
rights as
Does
people?
it
Do
need
they have?
equal life?
Do they?
Right, it's not if it was life.
Yeah, I mean they're not fucking
We went
slaves.
into is it life, and then we trailed off into the equal
Yeah,
rights thing.
see,
So
I
was-
could
I mean,
really
are they
answer-
slaves to
and then-
you?
Like, okay, this started from a video game I played where they were like servants
Detroit
and slaves.
become human.
Yeah, and then they kind of rise up and earn equal rights by fighting back, or it depends on how you played the game. But like, the game got me thinking like, if it looks and acts like me, does it count as another me? Kinda.
Looks like a duck, quacks like a duck.
Should we
It's
go
not a human.
disagrees?
It's not a human,
No.
It's not a human, but like, is
still-
it?
I'm-
and it's also doesn't have equal
I guess
rights.
the
No,
question
it's not
is
a
it equal in
human.
value? Is
No.
what I'm trying to get at.
Nope.
Okay.
It's a tool.
That's what we're going.
Pretty much.
Well, I disagree.
Even if it's
Antique
smarter
farm
than, even if
equipment.
it's smarter than
I
you,
disagree
though.
with you.
What if it's?
Okay. There you go.
And we got a death battle.
Like fuck that. Fuck what you say.
What?
bitch.
What did I do? I didn't do anything.
Hey,
What if it was smarter?
It's
than
okay
the spray
because
gun.
we are all
Smarter, more
entitled. We're all
talented.
entitled to our opinions.
Yes.
So
Yes, we are.
Exactly. But
Especially
what if,
about
so rude about
hypothetical
it.
I'm
opinions.
sorry.
if it was smarter and more talented than you, does it count?
No.
Okay.
It could be better than me in every way, and it still doesn't count.
Isn't a graphing calculator better at
Yeah,
at
graphing
being-
calculator is way better at math than I'll ever be.
But if it could speak and love and do all those things.
Yeah, but it can't though.
But
if it could.
I mean,
the
still
only
be a
thing
graphing
telling you how to
calculator.
love is chemicals and stuff in your brain
Yeah,
translating
no,
to
even
you.
that doesn't tell me.
It's just different electric
Again.
things. it's not
You
going
forget
to
who
nerves.
you're talking to, your friend.
What if it
It's
was
a
like
Roomba.
The
It's
what
a
if
cyborg.
it was
Roomba
like a
with an Alexa and a fleshlight attached to it. It's not human,
Yeah,
and it's not equal
What
to
if
me.
what if it was a
Just because you can
Android cat that
Would you
talked
have
to
it
you?
around?
That
Would you have
talked
it
to you.
around?
I mean, that'd be cool, I guess.
It
I'd
would
have
just-
a
it
pet
would
Android
purposely-
cat
yeah,
that
it'd be
acts like
purposely
a
cute
cat
all
and
the
like
time.
talks to me.
Like
And it stays a kid.
I'd come home and it'd be like, "What's up, fuck face?" And I'd be like, "Shut the hell up, asshole." It'd
And
be
they
like,
have a
"Did you go
sitcom
out?
together?
What are you doing today, loser?"
Nothing, bitch.
That'd be the dynamic. Be like, "Get the fuck out of my
I mean,
house."
jerking
dumbass."
off in front of you, bitch.
would you treat it like shit and just kick it outside and kill it?
You probably would.
No,
and
I
then you just
wouldn't.
buy another one.
I mean, I guess that. Well, I mean, I
The
guess
point
that's
is you can buy.
I mean, why would I though? Like, why would I get mad at the cat? Like, I don't get mad at my
know.
cats and like strangle them, even though there are numerous pictures of me with my hand around the cat's neck.
I know,
like,
but this cat can like talk to you.
And a bit of
Yeah,
vein
but
is
why-
popping out when I'm doing
well,
it.
why would the cat? Would the cat say something that would offend me deeply? Like, "Yo, your mother's a whore."
I don't know. What if the cat like did something to your girlfriend?
I fucked your
Ooh.
girl.
But why would the cat
What?
do something to my girlfriend though?
Because it's a smart cat.
I
We're
don't-
assuming
I don't
it's
know.
equal intelligence. to you.
Yeah.
So we're saying like another person, basically.
So okay, so if it got to the point where it could like stand at the top of the steps and like trip my girlfriend over the steps and like have her
Yeah.
fall down and break her neck,
Yep.
like and it knew exactly what it was doing.
Yep.
And
then you were like, you fuck. You just
Oh,
stare at your
man.
girlfriend at the bottom of the stairs,
you're dead and.
but it's
I
got a
don't know.
gun. It kills you.
Yeah, the cat's got a gun and it's like the Shin Godzilla with the laser beam in its tail.
I'm totally lost in this conversation. What's going on?
Don't worry about it.
Is
Cats with lasers in their tails and cats that are.
Is
With
the cat
guns.
equal to humans?
We're
What?
talking about cats with guns and
I don't know, man.
robot
I mean, I
cats.
get it. Like, isn't that one of the things that happens in Detroit Become Human, where like one of the androids accidentally kills a person and then it becomes like a big deal,
Like
or accidentally hurts someone? I
it
don't
kind
know.
of like a bunch of them start doing like independent shit, and yes, they accidentally kill them. They're, I forget what the word. They're malfunctioning to the point where they're, like,
Yeah.
they'll be like, hey, clean my dishes, and I'll be like,
Fuck
fuck off.
you.
Yeah, fuck
Turn
off.
around and fing, the dish at you at like a million
Like
miles an hour.
one of the
cut
main
you in half.
characters, it's like your classic like drunk dad,
Well, okay.
abusing his daughter, and then
Right,
the
right, right.
android steps up and like prevents him from killing her by killing him.
Right.
But
But-
it's on the run because it killed a person.
Okay. So we're saying that the cat.
Let's
Has
just say
independent
okay.
thought.
Let's just talk about the android. Fuck the cat. It's just the
I
android.
like the cat idea though.
But the cat.
I
cat
like
has a
that
laser.
idea
Does
now.
The
The
android
cat's
have a
like,
laser?
can the cat like? Can I mod the cat so the cat has the same voice as like the cat
Sure.
from
Can
Sabrina?
I buy an android
Can it have the
woman
same like thing?
and give
so
her
it's
a
like-
laser
It
gun?
could be Thackeray Banks.
It's the
Okay.
cat from.
What's the name of the
Captain
cat
Marvel.
from Sabrina? You would know. That like can
No,
talk.
it's the cat from Kiki's.
And
Delivery.
she's like,
God,
"Are you
see-
pretending to be a woman on the internet
now,
again?"
This is gonna bother
And
me.
he's like, "Yeah, I am."
Salem.
Salem, yeah.
There we go.
I program it to be like
This
Salem.
is a very painful topic. right now. I'm sorry.
He's-
I
he's-
hate cats.
like
and I
Salem, are
hate-
you on the internet
this.
pretending to be
You
a
know,
woman
I mean,
again
You
to
can
get
just
money?
leave if you want
Yes.
to.
I'm about to.
I am about to head
And
out.
that was his last
Clocking out.
episode.
Just leave the
Your boy's
cookie
last.
cake here and get the fuck out.
Wow.
Just
She ain't
kidding.
bringing the cookie cake.
He's keeping the
He's like, that's all mine.
It's
You just
like-
go home and cry.
There's a
dude.
topic. Like, what do you want? Do you want cookie cake, regular cake, pie, ice cream cake for
Or
your birthday?
cream pie.
That's too far. It's too right. I expected more from you. Grow up. Dead air.
Shame.
Just dead air.
Just-
Dead
just-
air. Just
Whenever there's an awkward silence, like even if I didn't hear the last thing, I just try to join and stare awkwardly at whoever.
see. I try to not let dead air hang, but sometimes you just can't.
You have to let it on.
You just let it hang because it adds to comedic effect sometimes. But
Exactly.
I am done with the Android topic.
Yeah, I was trying to think of other ones we did.
Um,
I think that was it. That's
Star
all I wanted to
Wars.
cover.
Disney. I
I'm
don't know.
obsessed with Nick Jonas.
Fun fact.
Cool.
All right.
Okay, our next topic: which is the best Jonas brother?
Nick
Don't
Jonas.
know the names
Jonas.
of the Jonas Brothers.
I stalk him. I know everything about him.
Joe
There-
Jonas.
What's the one that no one likes?
Kevin.
That's my favorite then. The fat one with the wife.
I'm a Joe fan.
Neither of them are. None of them are fat.
He was fat for a little bit. I remember seeing it.
They're all married.
I want the fourth Jonas
I think
brother that
Kevin was
nobody talks
fat, and
about.
I was like,
The
okay.
aborted
he
Jonas
fell
brother.
off.
There is a fourth Jonas brother.
Speaking
He's
of,
not a Jonas brother. He's their younger brother. His name's
Get your
Frankie.
fucking facts right.
His
Shorty.
name
You
is
don't know
Frankie.
anything
He was
about-
the one who said it first.
that's why.
I wasn't even listening. So.
He was like, I'm a big Frankie fan.
That's my
Yeah.
favorite one too.
So he's a cookie cake guy. Soul, what are you? A cookie? Regular cake?
No, I'm a
ice cream
brownie.
cake? Pie?
Ice cream cake.
I'm a
I love ice
rookie.
cream.
What about you, Nucci?
So I'm not really big on like junk food. I can't really. I'm not supposed to eat
Bullshit.
gluten because it makes me sick. But
Yes.
I'm all about
Insert
Ice cream
gluten
cake.
factory joke.
Carvel cake with crunchies. I'm all about that.
What about carrot cake? That has to be
We don't have a
healthy.
Carvel in
I
our-
do
heard.
like carrot cake. I do.
We don't have
It's
Carvel.
got to be
in our
healthy.
team.
It's the carrot.
Yeah,
title.
is it though?
It's really good, and the frosting is banging.
What about pumpkin pie? It's a good one.
Oh, I
What
love
about rhubarb
pumpkin
I
pie?
can eat me some pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin
Sweet
pie
potato
is my
pie.
shit.
I like chocolate lava
It's
cake.
my shit.
How about a kiwi pie? Pineapple upside down cake?
No.
Mango pie?
Cream pie anyway.
What's the best
Second
pizza
time.
topping? Go.
Second time.
Oh man.
Nothing.
I'm partial to the
Nothing?
I'm partial to
Plain
onions.
cheese pizza.
I'm a-
Kid from Home Alone here.
I'm a basic
Onions.
bitch.
You said what?
I'm a basic bitch. I don't like nothing on my pizza.
Keep going.
I'm a pepperoni kind of guy.
I hate
Pepperoni?
pepperoni. Pepperoni
Onions.
sucks.
I used to make
Onions.
so
Okay,
fun
I've never
fact.
had someone who wanted onions on their pizza.
Fun
So
fact.
if I was to get a topping, it would be peppers and
Cheese.
onions.
I get usually chicken and pineapple.
It's
Pineapple's
disgusting.
good. That's
Pineapple does
disgusting.
not.
I
belong
used
on
to-
Pizza.
Yes, it
It
does.
does.
Never.
You're wrong.
Never.
You literally. I was about to say it, but you already said it. You're a basic bitch. You don't understand.
Yeah.
Everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
Yeah, Miss.
And
Go
I
to-
can disagree with her opinion.
Go to
Exactly,
New York and say that
that's
shit.
You're gonna get jumped by like Pizza Joe's. Fuck you, bitch! Call my pineapple.
But
This ain't the
I,
West
res-
Coast.
I respect
fag.
your opinion.
I'm gonna be a pizza Hut.
Do
and
you
I'm gonna
though?
be like
I do.
pineapples sniped.
I don't.
I disagree,
Exactly.
but
I don't
it's your
expect. I don't
opinion.
respect it at
You're
all.
gonna go to Ray's Pizza on 41st Street, and you're gonna say I'd like pineapple on that, and they're gonna like pull you into the alley and call you a fag,
Okay, first
kick
off,
your ass.
another joy of having pineapple is you're hitting all the food spectrums. You got your dairy with the cheese. You got.
That's such a bullshit argument.
I love this argument. I
Oh my
love
God.
saying it to people. Like you got your
Fuck
meats, you got
you.
your chicken.
Ugh.
You got it all. It's all in there.
Fruits
You
and
got
veggies.
plenty of fat. You got it all in there.
That whole like pizza's a vegetable thing. Like, I
You got
used to be a
vegetables
big
on
nutritionist guy. I mean, I still am a big nutritionist guy. I just don't work as hard as I used to at it. But like that whole pizza's a vegetable argument. Like that's another thing
All the
that
food
I'm very
groups, man.
passionate about.
dude, have you ever had salad pizza?
No, that sounds.
We used to.
disgusting.
All right, so I've tried to interject with this point.
I've,
like
I've
a
had a
couple
lot of
times.
different pizzas, but I've
Just
never had
this
salad
face
pizza.
the entire.
Pretty much, yeah. I got another
Perry.
one.
I like
I
it
used to work at a
Emporium.
pizza restaurant, and I used to make a pizza that I called it was my special, the Schwug special, was a olive oil and garlic base, mozzarella, had onion, green pepper, pineapple, spinach,
See, he puts
and I
my-
chopped celery up on it. I put that in the oven, man. Oh man, that was banging.
Oh man.
Oh my, that was good. That was nice vegetable pizza. But we used to have a Caesar salad pizza that we would put salad on. It would go in the oven. It was olive oil and garlic base, mozzarella cheese. We'd throw some parm on there and then bake it.
All sounds
come out.
disgusting.
That sounds
We'd
amazing.
toss a Caesar salad, the romaine and the Caesar dressing. Put that on top of the pizza. Put some Roma tomatoes on there with some more of that Parmesan cheese.
No.
It was a.
You lost
wouldn't.
me.
It wouldn't sell a lot, but you'd get it every now and
course.
again.
I f-
Listen, I had someone put candied pecans on their pizza once.
I'm forgetting
I
the name of the
witnessed that.
place, but there's a pizza buffet place that has it like.
Cece's.
Is it CC?
Old Feces
Okay.
Pizza. Yeah.
I mean, it's garbage, but like
Yes.
they'll put
Feces
Bro,
every
you don't
type
go
of-
for the pizza. You go for the cinnamon rolls
Pizza.
at the end. You just get a big plate of those.
I like the apple
I've only
pizza.
been, like,
It's
once or
$5
twice.
for students.
I've never been there.
All you can eat.
They basically
Cinnamon
have a
rolls.
bunch of different pizzas. They have mac and cheese pizza. They
They do.
have
They had like bacon, cheddar, onion pizza.
yeah, like shit you would never think of.
You can order like special pizzas and they'll just do it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrible.
It's a good time.
One of the good pizzas
It's-
I have.
I mean, you're
Crappy
gonna
food, but
you're gonna
it's
want to
still
puke,
good.
but it's good time.
yeah, it makes me sick every
We should
time I
go.
go.
We should all go just to
Yeah.
show.
So we
Gucci.
can have the diarrhea. There was a pizza I had once. I was out on the West Coast. It was called a Pina Jalapeno.
Ooh,
It was pineapple, jalapeno, pepperoni. It was probably the best thing I've
I'm
ever
like
had.
really selective about jalapenos. It's like some people get them on like Subway sandwiches and stuff. I'm like, those are very two different. Like
They
a cold
fuck me up
sandwich
every
and
time
then
I eat 'em.
hot jalapeno.
The next day I wake up, I'm
doesn't
in for a
blend.
bad time. Every time, but
I don't like eating jalapenos, but if they're like blended up into like a sauce,
right.
that's how I eat it.
Not a
mean,
fan. She's not a fan of jalapenos at all.
Fuck with jalapenos.
Do you have
Let's
like a
do-
very selective food palette? Because I'm
She's a
getting
basic
some...
white girl, of course she
Yeah.
As a chef, you should not.
I was doing the
As a
pasta.
kitchen
the
bitch.
It's not her fault. She
pasta-
can't eat gluten.
The
Though. That's,
pasta
Yeah.
station the other
Gluten-free.
day in the cafeteria, and someone
What the fuck
decided
is
to put
that?
jalapenos as a topping, and
kind of
like 3 people put sliced jalapenos in their fucking pasta.
I'm gonna get them
I thought that was fucking weird.
It's all about them all.
Did you educate them on
love-
why they were wrong?
No.
I love
can't-
judging people
I can't argue
in
with
what
those
they
people.
order. Whenever someone gets like gravy on their fries, I show it to everyone.
Oh my
I'm
God,
like,
yeah.
look at
You
this.
never had poutine, bro? I used to date a girl who was from New Brunswick, and she was all about that. It was actually pretty good, man.
Gravy on fries? That
Yeah,
just
you get
seems-
gravy on fries with cheese. It's called poutine. Maybe you've heard of it. You
I've
fucking
had, like,
pleb.
I've had chili fries. Those are different.
That's
though.
fucking American AF. You gotta get on this like Canadian level, bro.
I'm sorry. I'm not Canadian. I'm sorry.
The only reason that I found out about poutine was because of that girl from New Brunswick that I used to date. But I mean, it's not bad. It's good. It's worth a try. Then you get like start getting the fancy poutines. Like at Epcot, they have a booth that's specifically dedicated to poutine, and they got like your basic poutine. It's the gravy and then the cheese, and then you get stuff with like bacon and like macaroni and cheese on it. Poutine. You can get some. I forget what the other ones are, but.
I did not know how passionate you were about this.
I mean, I'm
I
not.
was- I was just trying to make fun of people who put gravy
I always
with
think
their
it's
fries.
like I did that one day. I remember I saw like it had gravy, like there was gravy on the fries, and I was like, oh hell yeah! And I put gravy on the fries, and they sent it back like this is wrong. They didn't want gravy on the fries. I was like, well, forgive me for trying to think that someone had some good taste.
Do
I
any of
guess
y'all
not.
got like some of those weird like toppings mixed? Like some people put like ketchup on scrambled eggs and shit like that. Any you got those?
It's gross.
Yeah.
Ranch
Well,
is a big player. For
I think I
any
did
type
that
of
when I was
food.
little.
I've seen people put
Yeah.
ranch on like spaghetti.
That's terrible.
Okay, never mind. I thought I was crazy with like ranch on like
on pizza and stuff.
yeah on like
Yeah, it's
on
pretty
like
normy.
onion rings or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I eat
I would say-
like baked fish with like ketchup. I do.
Oh, I
but
think salt and vinegar on fries is weird, personally.
Oh man, that's so good.
That's pretty
My
normy,
sister
too.
loves that.
That's
I like
good,
eating
though.
black olives with cream cheese.
Ooh, that's a new one. I haven't tried that.
It's really good. Really good.
Yeah, I get like I said, I go to like a Long John Silver's or like a Captain D's and get that like baked cod.
I dip my
fried
fries
cod.
in French onion dip. That's a pretty good one.
Get that ketchup. That's pretty good. I can't think of any.
Hmm.
Other than putting like
We're
the
pretty
celery on
normie
the,
with
other than putting like the celery on the pizza, a lot of people are like, why put celery on a pizza?
I mean, I
Like,
personally, I mean, I don't have any, but are y'all just like afraid to reveal your food condiments and your?
I really don't know.
yeah, I don't.
I'm drawing a blank if I have any.
I
I'm
know,
not like
I know
a-
people put like Nutella on everything and weird
Yeah, it's
shit.
normal.
like
Nutella's
that.
gross.
That's
I hate
normie
Nutella.
AF.
Thank
man.
you.
Normie AF.
God, it's
How
just
about
like,
cookie butter? That's pretty fucking normie too.
I never heard of that before.
Cookie butter,
I've
like
tried it. I wasn't.
I think it was like when we got a Trader Joe's like a couple years ago, and when it opened, it was like a huge deal because everyone's like, "Oh my God, Trader Joe's! This is the hot, trendy hipster place," and they had like
It's just
a
overpriced.
giant mountain of like cookie butter like display, and everyone's like, "Oh, have you tried the cookie butter?" And they're like, "No, how is it?" It's just like glorified, basically gingerbread paste.
Nice.
It's not that great. Like Nutella, it's just like like chocolate spread. It's not like anything to write home about. I wasn't that impressed with it, but
I feel.
yeah, I can't. I don't think I have any peanut butter. I don't know.
You
I
don't
see.
like peanut butter?
No, I do like. I put peanut butter on just about anything.
Have you
feel
done the celery and peanut butter?
Oh yeah, of course. The ants on a log, man. What do you think? I didn't grow up? You think I was born as an adult?
Oh, peanut butter banana sandwich.
Of course.
Oh, good man.
You do the peanut
Peanut-
butter,
I
peanut
still
butter,
eat those.
banana, and the bacon with the honey. The old
Usually just
Elvis
looking at
Presley
me like-
My
special.
boyfriend just ate peanut butter and fluff.
And fluff.
A fluffer nutter.
What is this?
Oh,
Fluff.
Marshmallow
You know what
fluff,
fluff is? Like marshmallow.
marshmallow fluff and peanut butter.
Is it like melted marshmallow?
Yeah.
or-
Yeah, you get it in a jar. It's just
Really
like
good.
Yeah, it's
If
called.
you go to like a Burberry, they have that.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds
There.
disgusting,
It's
but I
fluffy
want to
nut.
eat it.
It just tastes like
It's
marshmallow
good. That's one of
cream.
my fun fact. That's one of my short stories. It's called Fluffernutter. It's about a girl. Because that's what she would eat every day for lunch. Fluffernutter.
Okay.
I mean, I personally don't like
I
it.
thought
And I
that
was like,
a
what
fan
the
fiction you were
fuck?
talking
I was like,
about.
what the fuck is that? And she's like, it's a
Then I covered her
Fluffernutter.
up with fluffernutter.
Like, I don't like that shit.
Oh,
Like, I
it's a
hate cotton, I
fluffernutter.
hate cotton candy.
Put some mac and cheese
I don't
in
like
me,
cotton
Daddy.
candy, but I love cotton candy flavor. I will go to
No.
Cold Stone and get the cotton candy
Oh.
ice cream every time.
Chewing on cotton candy is.
Yeah, I don't
Yoshi,
like
what
that.
do you
terrible.
like? What are your favorite flavors?
Water.
Water.
Flavors.
White bread.
Like
I
Unseared
like
chicken.
spicy
you got a
chicken.
milkshake.
What kind of
flavor
spices you put
going
on it?
for?
Either
Salt.
chocolate or like a cheesecake.
Okay. Cheesecake.
Yeah, cheesecake.
Cheesecake Factory.
Chocolate.
What cheesecake you getting?
What? There's different. What?
Chocolate
You
raspberry.
never been to Cheesecake Factory?
I've been once, but I didn't go for the name.
Oh, they got a palette, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
we're
so
going.
many.
It's
There's literally
Kitchen
like
Bitches trip.
50 different.
I know
kinds
where
of
there's one.
I
cheesecake.
can't even
Trip
remember
to
the
the
last,
capital.
the last one I had there. I can't remember what it was called, but it was really good. It was like a
Capital.
caramel one, I think.
I hate caramel.
See, I like
Really?
caramel, but like I don't like caramel flavor. Like I don't. That's weird. Like there's a certain candy. It's called Slow Pokes. They're like caramel. Man, they're my fucking favorite. They're
Like
like,
Butterfingers. Like
oh my fucking god, they're my favorite.
Whoa.
But like you get me like salted caramel, like anything else. I'm like, no, I'm.
You don't
getting-
like caramel in
every-
your coffee?
No,
I
I'm
can
a
do it.
black coffee person. They don't drink coffee, so they're. But
I
you
mean,
and I do. So
I don't drink it regularly, but I will drink it.
I'm just-
I don't like
black.
the bitterness.
the strongest,
That's
the
why I don't drink
stronger
it.
and
I
the
mean, I
more
can't
bitter,
drink
the
black
better.
coffee. That
It's
shit.
not bitter if you
You're a fucking
sugar.
barbarian. The
Exact-
fact that
no,
you
it's
drink
like
black coffee, you're a
slight
monster.
amount
I have a
taste.
disagreeable personality. That's why I drink black coffee.
You're an alien.
I get
species.
2 shots of espresso in that black coffee.
See,
To
what
make
I
it
do
even darker.
is when I go to Dunkin' Donuts, I ask for a big cup with 2 shots of espresso filled all the way up with whipped cream.
And the pumpkin spice.
That's what I do.
What?
Do they oblige that order?
They
What did
do-
that? How
They
does
do.
that charge? How does that?
They just charge me for 2 shots of espresso, and they just pile up the whipped cream. And I just,
How do you drink? Do you just let it all like melt together? Or do you eat the whipped cream with like a spoon off the top? Yeah.
Yeah, I mix it in a
Just
little
smash
bit.
it into your
adds a
face.
little- adds a little sweetness to it, and just
Out of the.
I'm
out
off
of the,
my
out-
meds.
You've never
I-
done the whipped cream in your mouth?
when I don't want to drink a full
You never
coffee.
had the can of
No,
whipped cream?
I'm not. You want to talk about me being a barbarian? I'm not an animal who goes around putting his mouth on things that have been God knows where.
You don't have to touch. You don't.
You just-
gotta touch anything. You just.
There's your previously on the Kitchen Bitches. I'm not an animal who goes around putting his mouth on things that have been God knows
You don't
where.
have to put your mouth on
Quit
it.
breaking the
Yeah,
fourth
that's what I'm
wall.
saying.
I'm trying, man. It's hilarious.
You're getting
though.
too meta.
I know. I should start
Yeah.
writing these down so it's something funny to.
You don't get to decide. The person.
This
that edits
episode
gets
has
to
just been
decide
like
that.
all over the place.
Should we get like an actual topic from the book?
Eh, I like
like
this free form.
Kitchen
doing
bitches
good.
are actually talking about food for once.
Yeah, we are.
I'm so
actually.
confused.
So name me a food that you hate.
Fish,
Doritos.
What?
seafood.
I've told
Doritos?
everyone this. Doritos.
But that's no, I mean like a food, like an entree, not like a
An
snack.
entree?
Like a not like a snack.
There's just so many.
See, like
Ooh.
Like any type of fish other than salmon.
I fucking hate
I love
Brussels
seafood.
sprouts.
I'm not a big
Brussels
Brussels sprout fan either.
Yeah, I don't want anything
I wouldn't
to
say
do
that
with
I hate
Brussels
them.
Sprouts.
The amount of food that I've eaten, despite like based purely on
I
its
love
nutritional
the smell.
value
Brussels smell.
versus like how much I like it, is astronomical. Like I hate cottage. Like cottage bleh, makes me gay.
I love guys.
But
I love
like
cottage cheese
I
still.
used to eat it like every day because it had like good casein protein and stuff. Like I'd have to like mix it heavily with like fruit to like just stomach it. But like
Why? It's so good.
oh, it's terrible.
Tastes terrible.
It looks like
There's so many
grow
good
up
fats in
already.
it though.
I know that's why I ate it. That's why I said the amount of food that I eat based purely on its nutritional value, not whether or not that I like it, is astronomical.
I'm really trying to think of a food I don't like.
There's
I'm,
Fish, any
I'm
fish,
not
any
picky.
seafood, anything.
So, like,
I will
you'll
not
eat
What about
anything?
shellfish?
I
Nope.
can't. I mean, I'm
Nothing.
trying to think of stuff I don't like.
It is
I
so
like
gross.
pretty much any meat.
Kinda
I
like-
like all my fruits and veggies.
Sushi? No way, man.
I fuck with sushi.
I don't fuck with sushi.
I don't fuck with
I like pretty much any pasta
That's why
that's
we
out
have
there.
that ramen place that you have been multiple times.
Yeah.
And my GF was telling me I was like about to order one of them, and she's like, "You gonna tell them that you don't want the seaweed in it, because that's gonna make it taste fishy as all hell, and you're not gonna like it. And you're gonna like get one bite and be like, this is terrible." She knows me at least.
I had clams or something. What was it? I think I don't
Mollusks?
like oysters. It might have been oysters. I didn't like oysters.
Oysters are high in zinc, man.
Oh, yeah,
Get that
oysters
zinc,
are
man.
good.
Get them big loads.
Can't really think of anything else.
So I have something very weird. So like I hate ketchup. I hate the smell of ketchup.
I used to date a girl
If
who was
they put ketchup on my burger, I won't eat it. But I cannot eat fries without ketchup.
That makes no sense.
I
That
know. I know.
Do you like tomatoes?
I love tomatoes.
You don't make any sense.
I know.
That,
It's weird. Like it's
Is it too spicy? Is that what
I
it
mean,
no, just ketchup on a burger is just disgusting and like smells disgusting. But I can't eat fries without
that
the
makes
ketchup.
no.
I don't
That
know.
makes
It's
sense.
just weird.
That makes
I
sense
don't
to me.
know.
I
It's
get
just,
it.
That's just how I am.
guess.
It's just
I mean,
ketchup doesn't belong on a burger in my
I
opinion.
mean, I guess like yeah, a burger is like a greasy.
It needs
meaty
mayo.
thing.
or ranch.
No.
Okay.
Like if
no.
I see
No,
You're one
ketchup
of
on
those
a
weird
burger,
people
I'm
who
like,
Get
put
the
mayo
fuck
on.
out of here right now.
Like I
Mayo
can't.
I can put on select things, but anything else.
I don't like mayo. I'm not big. I'm okay with
I
mayo.
knew
but
you were
like,
a
no
white
way.
person
Yeah.
with your mayo.
I like mayo.
I'm a southerner. Thank you.
Mayo on like a turkey club.
Yeah, like a
Anyway.
sandwich
That-
for sandwiches.
Yeah.
A burger is a sandwich.
I'll put
Is it
mayo on.
Pop
A
It's
Tart
got
or
meat on
ravioli?
it.
I'll put mayo on a burger.
So what's a deli? What's a ham and cheese?
But
That's a sandwich.
it's served hot, like grease.
You can toast a
Roast.
sandwich.
You can
I
roast
will
a
put
sandwich.
mayo on a burger.
You're gonna toast your burger.
Do you
And
know what
put
the
mayo on it?
original
What kind
hamburger
of-
was in Germany?
I
It's just
didn't-
white bread.
No, I
and a
didn't go
patty.
to fucking Germany in whatever century that was. Shaboy, I'm sorry.
I
lived-
want the truth.
I didn't live in the time period where meat was a delicacy. I live in the 2019 where I go to fucking McDonald's and they got fucking meat and dead
Implying
animals
that to me.
thrown around everywhere.
Flying
I know
as
what's
meat,
in that
not
special sauce.
preservatives.
Exactly.
Uh,
I will argue with you about
to
mayo
say what
all
Nucci
night.
was saying, I used to date a
Mayo is
girl
a-
who was like petrified of ketchup. Like her dad made meatloaf one night, and I was like, "Yeah, this is awesome." And
So
she's
mayo.
like, "Is there ketchup on this?" And he's like, "Yeah, I put ketchup in it." And she was like running around the house, like crying and screaming, "Yeah, put ketchup in the meat, Dad! You didn't tell me, Dad. What's wrong?" And she's like, doing the thing, like brushing her tongue to get the ketchup taste out of it. Like, I don't understand the whole like petrified of ketchup. I don't.
What about mayo
What about
on your fries?
catsup?
No. It's
No.
gross.
I guess I haven't
I've
tried
seen
it,
so
but
many
that
people
sounds,
that has.
that sounds
That's a big thing in
stupid.
France, but like no, just no.
I don't know. Mayo just like I like it, but it's like the texture, like and everything, like it. I don't know. I'm not like looking to put it on my things. Like
So, do
I
you
got a
eat
stupid
coleslaw?
amount. Yeah, I like coleslaw, but that's like it's got mustard. It's got other things in it. You know.
Okay.
My grandfather used to be like speaking petrified. He hated
Do you
mayo
like
so
restaurant
much.
ranch
He
like,
threw a
would you eat
burger at
ranch?
a waitress once.
on fries?
I'll eat it on anything. I don't care. But like I'm saying, like I'm not
Why does it
going to do
specifically not a
that.
burger though?
because
I'm getting a little triggered on this.
Do you need sauce on a burger to make it better?
I'm not
Like I'm just
triggered.
thinking like okay, I'm making a burger and I'm thinking what to put on. I got a stupid amount of seasonings and a stupid amount of everything, but I'm not gonna go and put the mayo.
You
in
don't
it.
put
that
mayo on
doesn't-
Why?
the
Is it 'cause
burger.
it's
You put it
cold?
on the bun. And you got the lettuce and the
Those
onions
tastes
and the
just don't make
tomato
sense
and the
in my
pickles
I don't.
to separate the burger.
And this is how you make a Krabby Patty.
dun, 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 dun.
Are you about to reveal the Krabby Patty secret formula?
Well, that's what he said. He's like, you put the ketchup and the mayo on the bottom of the bun. And then you put the patty, and then you put the lettuce and the tomato and the pickle and the onion.
It's
You
separated.
look
And
very
then-
confused.
so that
And
the-
then that's when I was.
so that the
that's
mayo
when
doesn't
This
get
little
super
number is
hot.
called. Striped
Sweater.
sweater.
You said what?
This little number is called striped
crying.
sweater.
Now we're just
Everybody
dropping.
wears striped sweater.
Now we're just breaking into
Is
SpongeBob
all the
memes.
time.
I didn't watch this episode.
One with the collar turtleneck.
That's the one where he's like gets a huge ego and thinks he's better than the Krusty Krab. Thinks he's in showbiz now or something. I think I've seen it. I just don't remember.
Yeah, and everyone just wants their food.
He's like, they want
And he's
this
like, he's got a
ass.
striped sweater. This guy's got a striped sweater. Let's give it up for the striped sweater. No one can hear me all the way back there, so I should stop.
Anyway, did you want to dry out the bucket or something? Or did
Uh,
you had a topic.
I did.
Did you want to do your topic?
I don't know how much longer we're looking at going here. We're getting kind of close to the end, but that
We can do at
hasn't
least
stopped.
one more.
That hasn't stopped us before. But should I wait for him to get back to go over it? Because I know.
No, we
he's-
can hit our points and just fill them
You trying to stop it too?
in.
we usually that's like
2
our
hours is like
ballpark,
our that's our ballpark.
but we've
Okay.
definitely gone way over before.
We're at
so.
hour 45.
Okay.
So my topic, I know everyone here is kind of really big into music. I don't know how you feel about music, Nucci, but like all three of us are very big into music. He's done the whole like promotion and like done some stuff with it. Like I don't know exactly what Soul has done with music, but I know it's a very big part of what he does and who he is. I have done the whole like band recording, tour, all that stuff before. So like I've done all that. So that's where it kind of like for years in my like late teens and early 20s, like that was my entire existence. I don't know about him. I know he's really into music and his music and stuff. But my topic was, what do we feel like what is one of the best music videos that you've ever seen? Why was it good? Do you think a music video should include the band? Should it tell a story? Should it just be like clips from concerts?
Should it be like just an aesthetic thing, or should it have like a
Should
narrative?
it just like a lyric video? How do we feel about like concept albums and narrative albums? Like
animated music videos.
anything like that.
So I have a lot of music videos that like I have a list of ones that I really like, and I
would-
watch them a lot. But
I would
like,
like to see this list.
give me like an example. Like, what is your favorite music video? and
So
why?
I haven't seen a whole lot of music videos that I can really like think off the top of my head. I mostly watch just the ones for songs that I like, and I'm very particular about what I will listen to and what I won't listen to. Like I can usually gauge if I'm gonna like something within about like 10 seconds of listening to it. I don't mean to sound like a fucking snob, but like I'm just very particular about it. So there's two that come to mind. One that's kind of like an honorable mention. But the first one that I could think of is by a band called The Wonder Years, and the song is called Melrose Diner. And what they did in this music video, they actually had some like semi B-list famous actors in it. That they knew through like mutual friends who were like, yeah, sure, we'll be in this music video. So what they did was the song is about like a whole issue with a girl. It kind of ties into the video a little bit, but it's this like backyard wrestling, if you've ever heard of that before. League. It's like just amateur wrestling basically.
Okay.
And what they do is this guy used to be like the former backyard wrestling champ, and he was a big deal, and there was a girl who liked him just because he was the backyard champ. And then this like he loses to
What an
this new
accomplishment.
exactly, and then this new guy comes in and like kicks his ass, and he's like all down on his luck, and this girl like then starts fawning over the new champ. And it's this guy's kind of redemption arc as he's going through the league up to the I hear him.
Guess who's back again?
Where are the fucking brownies?
They're downstairs.
God damn it.
You want to just hear?
Yes, I did.
For the
I
last
wanted to
20
hear,
minutes
these
of
are
this?
good fucking brownies, man.
That's good ASMR, man.
It is. So anyway,
Quit
I'll,
smacking off in my
I'll,
ear.
I'll
Sucking dick in my.
fill Shaboy in on the topic. So the topic that we had kind of settled on, that I said was talking to Soul about this on our way out the last day we were at work together, was this. I was saying, I know music is a big part for all three of us, and what I had said to him was like, what do you think makes a good music video? Do you think the band should be in the music video? Do you think it should tell a story? Like, should it just be like clips of like concerts and shit like that?
Should it be reflective
animated?
of the lyrics, or should it be its own thing?
Yeah, and then like how do we feel about like concept albums and like narrative albums and like
Is it like a
stuff
part
like
of
that?
the album? Like I know some people, like when they'll talk about like the album, they'll mention the music video and how it ties into it. And some people I know who are like, no, it's its own thing, doesn't count.
Yeah. And I was telling my example, one of my favorite music videos that I had thought of specifically for this was by this band, The Wonder Years. I mentioned them time and time again because they are my favorite band.
Every time.
Melrose Diner music video, best song. It's about this guy who's backyard wrestling champ. He's got a girlfriend who likes him just because he's the champ. He loses to this newcomer. She goes to him, and now the song is like kind of, it's not necessarily about the backyard wrestling league, but it kind of ties into that. And it's, you know, his arc of like from the beginning to the end of the song of like him getting back to the champ, and then he realizes like this new girl who was like cheering him on the whole time is actually the girl that he should have been with, and he wins back the title, and the new girl runs back to him and is like, oh, but I love you, and he just, you know, it's very kind of like, it's meant to be kind of cheesy and just making fun of itself in a sense, but it's not, like, you still feel for the care. Like, there's this, like, at the end when she comes and runs back to him, like, oh, you did it, dear. He, like, grabs her by the face and, like, throws her, and it's obviously, like, a blow-up doll that he's throwing, and then she gets caught by the crowd as the blow-up doll, and then it's back to her as, like, a person, and the crowd's like, beating on her, and, like, that's, like, the end of the video, and then the champ gives this, like, motivational speech. Remember, no matter how bad it gets, it can all, you know, you can always do better at the end of the video, and then there's another one that I could think of, song, Arrows by Fireworks is the name of the band, where it's this guy who's a headhunter or a bounty hunter who's hunting down these piñata people, and it's this like horribly gruesome piñata, like violent massacre where this guy's like sniping people with arrows, and he like stabs one of them repeatedly, and it's just confetti like coming out of him, and he's like pulling streamers out of them like they're organs. And the song doesn't have anything to do with the music video, but it's just a fun video just because of the visuals. So anyway,
So like,
that's it.
what was your like your stance like on the story and everything?
So I'm completely glossed over that.
You just want to talk about your favorite music
I
videos.
did. They're fun.
This
But,
is like a
I think-
debatable thing, or
Yes,
what you think
I would
makes
say I'd say it's debatable because I can think of a couple videos in particular that did not have the band in them, and a lot of people were like, "Why the hell isn't the band in the video?" And like, I think that it should include the band, but I also think that, you know, it doesn't. I think it should, like, there should be something like
There should be
some
more
kind of story
than
to it.
Personally, I hate it when I see like in like rock music when the music video is just a bunch of dudes in like a creepy or
Right,
Obviously,
no,
they're
no,
not
they're
even
just playing.
playing.
Like it's
They're
so,
not even playing the
Yeah,
instrument.
yeah, it'll break the immersion when they are trying to tell a story, and then it just cuts to a dude on drums, not related to that at
makes
all.
sense.
There's one that I can.
There's only so many shots you can do of a guy playing drums.
There's one that I
Like,
can think of in particular, and he probably knows it. "Waking the Demon" by
Yes.
Bullet for My Valentine.
But they
where
were
it's
so like that was like
where it's like this emo kid getting bullied, and then he turns into a werewolf and kills everyone.
that was
But
hilarious.
it's like
and
cuts
so
from the story
bad looking.
and cuts
Okay.
back to the band.
And they're
cuts
playing
to the story, cuts
in the
back to
rain,
the band. Yeah, they're
in the
playing
forest.
in
Have
the
you
band
guys
in
seen
the forest
that
during
one
the full moon.
Skillet music video with the little girl? It's
No.
like his most famous song. Like
No.
ever.
Hero?
Okay.
Awaken.
Oh wait, not Skrillex.
I have not seen anything. by anyone.
Scary Sprites one where it's like a little girl.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah.
It was kind of.
I thought that was similar to what you.
I didn't really
that's why
care.
I brought it up. Did
That's
you have?
a different thing.
Were you finishing that though?
Yeah, that's. I think that it should be related to. I mean, I don't know. I like to see the band in the video like performing some kind of thing.
Wow, I'm the odd one out. I
Playing.
You don't want that at
I don't.
all?
I
want,
honestly just
don't want to see a concert footage
No,
like just played. Or
yeah,
like,
I don't want to see concert footage, but I really
Oh, I
enjoyed
hate those.
lyric videos mainly because like I like screamo music and it's kind of tough sometimes to hear what the words
You
are.
can just look at the lyrics.
So, yeah, but like it's kind of
He wants that interactive experience.
He wants,
Yeah,
he wants
you know?
it visually to like hit him in the face
Yeah.
instead of just reading lines.
And like honestly, I don't really watch music videos.
Yeah, that's why I said it was a hard thing for me. Is I'm not really a big music video guy, so like there are ones that I can
yeah,
think
so
of.
lyric
but,
videos,
like,
it's just like whatever. Yeah,
right.
easiest.
I don't think
At least
they're-
I can understand and know what the words
Yeah.
are.
they don't count for me. I just don't.
Especially when it's like the story so far and they slur their words a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Like lyric videos don't do much for me. It's like, if I like it, I'm gonna learn the lyrics. If I don't, I'm not. It's that simple.
Nucci, did you have a opinion on this topic?
She said she had a lot of music videos she liked.
Yeah, so I have like a couple different things. Nick Jonas music videos.
Oh yeah.
I
Oh,
just
boy.
like to look at him. Justin
Just
Bieber
appealing.
has this one music video, "Beauty and a Beat," and like it's
I
just
know
a
what you're
really
talking about.
cool music video. Like I love
It's
it.
like the one where he's like in a water.
They're at a water park.
Yeah, and he's like the camera technique on that. is
Yeah,
cool,
like
so.
it's just like really cool. I love it. Like he goes underwater and like it's just pretty cool. But my main one, and I was actually just talking to my
It's like a
boyfriend
one
about
take
this.
shot. Like there's some artistic merit to it.
Right? Is it just?
What?
Is it a one take?
You're-
Like it's literally just the camera?
It's not
following
literally.
you?
It's supposed. It's like they'll take
Okay.
like these little shortcuts. Like there's one part in particular, like he like goes down a water slide, and then you can see the screen goes dark. And I noticed like, okay, you and he comes out, and he's a lot more drier than when he came
Right.
in.
Because
So he probably changed
right.
during that point.
Because there's a music video that I can think of where it
I don't
wasn't
know what
one
you're trying
shot.
to get at, though.
It's just a really cool.
You were shaking your head, and I was just trying
You should
to
just- you
not
just-
shit on her.
Just
videos.
watch it. It's a really
we'll have
good
to pull
music
up the TV and
video.
everyone, we're gonna
But
spend
like my next
gonna-
my
yeah,
next
music
thing,
videos,
this
yeah.
might sound a little depressing, but like I really like watching like sad music videos. Like, do you ever see like "Wake Me Up
heartstring
When
ones.
September Ends"?
Yeah.
Green Day. Like Sam Smith. I'm not the
Wake
only
me up.
one.
fucking hate that song.
When September.
I hate that song.
I don't
Sam
even
We were
Smith.
talking about that song.
Sam
yeah.
Smith. I'm
song.
not the
Go
only one. Like Christina Aguilera.
The
say
melancholy ones.
say something. I'm not giving up on you. I don't know. Like they just make me like feel something. Like.
Well, it's that.
And the music videos, like, they make me cry, and, like, I don't know. Like, it's really depressing, but, like, I just love watching them, and they just make me feel, like...
Of course, isn't that the whole point of having the music with the visual representation? Is to heighten the visual
Yeah, and
representation. That's
I
how
don't
I
know.
feel about it.
It's super
Or
depressing,
the
and
musical
my
representation.
boyfriend thinks it's super weird, but, like, I don't know. I just,
No,
like,
I get it
I like,
completely. I
like-
think music makes me emotional when it's like added to, like to heighten a scene. Like I'll admit to it. I've cried during movies because I'm a bitch.
Like, when
But-
September Ends is, like...
That won't make me cry.
Yeah.
Cried when Iron
I
Man
think
cried.
I think
Since
it's.
I got a little.
I
It's
think
really...
the music hits
it's
me more
really
when
good.
it's
Spoilers.
something
People
like-
just casually listen to the podcast, so you just ruined the Avengers for them.
I cried when Jack died on time.
Yeah, spoilers.
Don't let go.
Yeah. No, Rose. No. And when my dog Skip when he hits the
Spider-Man
dog over the head with the
reunited
shovel.
with Tony.
But, yeah, you should totally watch Beauty and the Beat. It's good.
Okay. Do it.
Shaboy, you're up next.
What?
He already
What's
watched
your? No, he didn't.
He did.
I said lyric videos.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you had more to add.
He
Never
was a
mind.
screamo
no,
music.
he's-
I'm a screamo guy.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think there's a
I
lot of
don't-
narrative
I don't really-
and story to like scream. I don't think they put a lot of artistic liberty into their.
I think you just need to watch some more music videos, and you'll probably get a better.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like
Uh,
music more not because of like the visual representation, but like if it's more actually relatable to like
Right.
either events or just like certain like emotions that I want to feel. Like if I'm at the gym, I want to listen to that screamo music to like
Mhm.
get pumped. But if I'm like on a long car ride, kind of like I guess home from a very
Yeah.
long drive or something,
Yeah.
and it just hits me like, ooh, this song reminds me of a very specific moment in my life.
Yeah.
And it's not like a vague song where it's like you did something wrong to me, and it's like no,
Yeah.
you did something in high school very specific behind the bleachers to me.
Please tell me.
Not that I done
Please tell me
why.
that song.
I love that song.
He hates that song.
Fuck. I fucking hate Blink 182.
That's not even Blink 182. God damn
It
it.
sounds like them.
But
Oh,
I know
he's
what you're
gonna die
saying,
tonight.
because
Like, people-
when I was, this is something I guess I did more when I was younger, but I still would value this more than watching music video. But I remember certain songs where I had music videos in my head, and I would know the entire fucking song, how it would go in my head,
Mhm.
and I would like,
Silver Lining by
yeah,
Nick
it's the
Deep.
same thing
Oh.
why reading a book sometimes would be better in your head than it would be actually, just
Just
whatever
take
the
off that
author
one.
is thinking in their head. Like your own mental image of what's
mind's
going
eye,
on
right.
is more powerful.
See, that's what I don't mean to cut you off there, but there's a certain song that I can think of that the video is kind of boring, but it in the way that it's filmed is done well. The Slipknot, Before I Forget,
That's a
how
good
it's
video.
the whole idea is like not to show their faces because they obviously wear the mask for that reason. But in the video, they're all unmasked, but it still doesn't show their faces fully. Little
Mhm.
maybe like a
It only
chin
shows like a side
or a
side
forehead or like a half of a face, but all their masks are like hanging next to their instruments. To like, and it gives that maybe it's that mystery.
Seeing Slipknot live, it's a really good show, regardless of like
Right.
like fucking top top notch. Like seeing Tool. Like I don't like Tool, but I saw some live footage and they look like they're a good band
Yeah.
to see live.
Like I've seen bands that I'm kind of like iffy about like live, and it definitely
They're
is.
coming soon. $300 for a ticket.
Mm,
Oh, fuck that.
yeah, no, thank you.
I
It was $100.
I got
Was.
I'm not gonna dwell on these too long, but I do have like 3 different examples of like what this could be. And I do like music videos a lot. Like usually I'll be like, sometimes when I'm like in a group setting and people want to listen to music, they'll just play music videos, and that's
Right.
probably one of my bigger experiences, or how I see music videos. But 3 examples. First would be like kind of example of something that has very little relation to the music, and I've seen bands like Daft Punk and Gorillaz, like they'll have like their own story that is not related to the song at all.
Right.
Daft Punk had like a whole movie they made, and the movie had their album playing,
Mm-hmm.
but didn't have like a correlation to it. It's techno music. It's not gonna have a
Right.
correlation regardless. But then like Gorillaz does have like a song with a meaning, but then they're trying to tell like a story of these characters.
Right.
Personally, I think those don't really enhance the song in any way. They're cool music videos.
So
I
you
think
would
they're
say
cool.
that the music
I
then
don't-
would
I don't-
enhance what
Yeah.
you're looking at.
Yeah, my personal like opinion on the thing would be like, oh, it kind of depends on the song.
Right.
Like, we're never gonna have a perfect music video for everyone. So I guess if they can make one for me every single time, yeah, do
Right.
that.
So
But,
you're saying music to video instead of video to music.
Yeah, I think it should be focused more around the song. And I have 2 examples. One is a song called Afterglow by a artist I'm not even familiar with. It's like an EDM artist. It's called like Wilkinson or something. It's like kind of just like a not really a love song, but it's like one of those, like an EDM song.
Okay.
Like probably the first thing, like a big, no, just like kind of like more atmospheric, like like one of those. And the music video was its own story about like a couple who like, it literally just like was still shots of them doing different things, and it would have like a number. It'd be like, it was like, this is John, this is Jane, they've been together for X amount of years, and then the next shot, as like the music starts going, it's like, this is how many dates they've been on as they're having a date, and it's like, this is how many fights they've been on, and it would be like 2, and like it would cut to like a bloody like beer bottle or something, and then it would be like then it goes like, it would go like rapid fire, like 86 orgasms, this thing of the relationship, and then like by the end of it you feel like, oh, you understand these people by a fucking spreadsheet of numbers and like these still shots of them. So something like that.
Right.
This was like, I was like just browsing through music. I still haven't even listened to the album or the artist, but like that was like a music video that stayed with me.
Yeah.
So something like that might be my favorite, but like I also have another example by an artist called Childish Gambino from a song called 3005, and that's an example of something that like the music makes you're a fucking normie.
Dude, so
Just kidding.
is his name Childish Gambino or is it Donald Glover? I can't decide.
Okay, his actual name is Donald Glover.
Why doesn't he go by Donald Glover instead of
Do
Childish
you know
Gambino?
any rapper that
Nope.
goes by their?
Chance?
That's okay. That
It's the
so his last name is the rapper.
I could be. I don't know. I've never taken the time.
Post Malone.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Mac Miller. Mac Miller.
His name is Malcolm. It's not Mac Miller.
He's dead now, so it doesn't matter.
Anyway.
Whoa.
6969.
Charlie. Johnny.
Eminem.
50 Cent.
Danny.
Oh wait, are you done?
That's all I know.
Okay.
Nelly.
Dude, awful.
E40.
Just awful.
Tupac. Fat Joe. I don't know. Just
Belay.
Fat Mike.
Oh, Belay. Brian Lay. He goes
It's
by
not
the
even Fat
name.
Mike is.
Who?
is in
Brian Lay.
No
I
effects.
guess I don't even know who it is.
I got nothing. That's it.
Okay. So
Why can't he just go by Donald Glover though? Why does he have to be Childish Gambino?
Why doesn't any rapper just go by their regular name?
yeah, when he wasn't
I don't know,
when
man.
he
Why
when he
don't
started
they?
making music, that name wasn't famous. So he was like, oh, I need a rapper name that people will
Oh,
remember.
okay. All right. I guess that makes sense then.
Why doesn't the fucking Wonder Years call themselves Dan, Steven, and Mike?
I mean, they're a group technically, and not just one guy.
Why don't they
You're right.
These are our names.
Yeah, well, I mean, the band, one of the offshoots of the Wonder Years, the lead singer has done is called Aaron West and the Roaring Twenties.
So he needs to be called Aaron West and the other two people.
Well, it's just him by himself making the music, so.
And he calls it Aaron West.
Machine Gun Kelly
Calls
goes
himself
by
Aaron West.
Okay, good for him.
See, Machine Gun Kelly.
That's
No.
not his
That's not his name. His first name is Machine.
middle name Gun, last name Kelly.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know. I've seen some zippity doodops or whatever on their license. I don't know.
I wish I knew someone else he liked so I could bag on them, but I don't.
Newfound Glory.
The story
That's a
so
band.
far.
I don't
State
know.
champs.
Who's
There you
I left my iPod in my car. I'd whip it out right now and be like, who's the guy that I was looking at the other day?
What is
I-
it? Tovlo.
God.
Tovlo.
Uh.
Her name.
Oh God.
You're at the
Oh,
realms,
Lana Del
Shogun,
Rey.
and you're
Vinny
just wasting your time.
Carnu.
I was like in the middle of this passion
Anyway,
thing.
whatever.
Anyway, and no, keep spiraling.
I
I'll wait.
derailed it. I got
Childish
nothing.
Gambino. Why is his?
Why is
Oh.
his name Childish Gambino?
No, I don't care about this. Why is it your favorite?
It's not my favorite. I was just using an example of a song that
2005.
the
2005.
album had like kind of this background story going on to it, but from
This
a
is
surface
America.
level, the song, that's another amazing music video. But
Meh. It's overhyped.
I will agree with that. But in the song, it's literally just him and a teddy bear on a Ferris wheel, and then
So it has no correlation to the music song.
very little. Like there's like certain things he does.
Little
but,
sprinkle here and there.
yeah, a little sprinkle here and there. But there's certain things like the song is very like melancholy and happy at the same time. Like the lyrics are very melancholy, but the beat and his expression is very happy.
That's like Neck Deep, December.
So you place that with
That
like a
makes
teddy
sense.
bear, which is like super happy item mixed with him during the whole music video. He's just Stonewall. And then slowly, as the music video keeps going and you're on the Ferris wheel, you see like in the background, the entire fucking world is on fire, and then that goes into the story of the album. So something that hits all those check marks, the story, reflective of the lyrics and whatnot. One that's able to do all that would probably be the perfect music video.
See, I've written a short story that I had. There's an album that I listened to, and I was
but
like, I was
another.
just thinking about like what like in my head, what like this idea of a story that I had, and then I just kind of put the story like lined up with like the songs, and the songs have nothing to do with what's going on in the story, but when like laid over one another, then it like kind of makes sense. Like, okay, so like some of the lyrics might match up with some of the actions on screen. But anyway, how do we feel about like narrative albums or concept albums,
I think there should be
Narrative.
more of them.
and why?
What are narrative?
Because there's so few of
They
them.
tell a
at least,
story
like, in
through
my
like
circles.
songs, like
Each song?
Yeah.
Is like a continuation of the story.
Yes.
I don't think the lyrics should be like and then I went to the store, and then
Right.
I think they should be like this album is about my marriage, the beginning song,
Right.
the wedding song, and then something like that, and then it shouldn't have like precise lyrics, but I do think we should have more of those, which a lot of albums are actually like that. The singer doesn't come out and be like,
It's
yeah, that's what it's
very
about, guys.
Disjointed.
Yeah.
Okay. So one that I can think of is what I just said, Aaron West and the Roaring Twenties. His very first album is called "We Don't Have Each Other," and basically what he had set out to do this exercise in songwriting and music writing because he was learning how to play guitar himself. He wrote this whole album about this fictional character, Aaron West, who basically had like fucking everything go wrong in his life that possibly could. His wife left him. His dad died. His wife had a miscarriage. He's like lost his job. Like
Not in that order.
not in that order. No, yeah. No, he like loses his job first, and his wife has a miscarriage, and then they get a divorce now, and then his dad dies, and then like, or I don't remember what the order is, but either way, like the very first song starts off with like him coming back home one day and finding a note that his wife said that she's leaving and left him, and like the whole divorce thing. And then the second song talks about his wife having the miscarriage, and the third song he's like going back to see his mom, and it's like, oh my, your dad, like he knew his dad died, but they're like still trying to cope with that like loss of such an integral figure in the family. And then, you know, he like tries to like run away from his problems, and he's like living paycheck to paycheck, like with the alcoholism, and then it has like a nice, like in that album.
Is this like how much of this is his actual life? Like all of
This is a fictional character.
Okay.
Like he just made all this up for this like character
Okay.
to go through, and then at the last
No,
song,
I think that's fucking cool.
yeah, last song he's like contemplating suicide, like he's gonna attempt to drown himself in the ocean, and then realize like, wait, maybe I should try to like do better. And then like in the next album, it's a little bit of an arc of like kind of like coming to terms with reality. And then he's got the song where he like takes his dad's ashes and spreads them, you know. And then in the next album, he's like kind of like getting back on his feet and trying to figure things out. Like he's kind of got a band now, and he's coming together with this. And then he's got like an estranged sister, and his estranged sister, her husband dies. Now he's got to like live at home again, essentially, to take care of his sister and her kid and his like aging mother. And he like kind of feels like the sense of purpose again. Like it sucks that we're all back here together in this house again since Dad died. Now here for my sister's husband's funeral, but I have a sense of purpose because now I have to help take care of her son, and I have to take care of her while she's like going through this grief. Like he talks about like trying to connect with this little kid who's not old enough to understand like the concept of death and like losing his father. Like he's trying to teach him music, he's packing his lunch, taking him to school, he's doing like odd jobs around the house to like help his mom. Like he's found a purpose again.
What is the name of this album?
So this is spanning several albums.
Okay.
But
I'm gonna take this clip out of this episode and just upload it as its own video and call it the analysis of these albums.
Yeah, it's definitely, they're way better analyses of this album and like series of albums than I could ever do. But yeah, it's definitely, that's how I feel about narrative albums. They're good when they're done right. If they're not done right, like I had a friend who was really into fuck, I can't remember his name now. Frank Zappa.
Was a narrative
He's a
album.
big Frank Zappa
was it?
fan.
I didn't know that. Oh, that's
It's
interesting.
basically
Big Frank Zappa fan.
Basically,
Frank
kind
Zappa had this album called The Mountain, I think.
somewhat.
And it had like a 30-minute song in it.
Shwiggy, I remember, Shaboy, I remember telling you I like pop music as one of my favorite genres one time, and you
Dude.
fucking...
I just dropped that on you.
Dude.
No, you were, but you secretly would be like, oh, this pop album is fucking good, and I'm like, well, fuck you for judging me when we
hop
first
in
met.
and hop out.
See, this is why I'm saying
I'm not
we
gonna
need to-
stay and
we
stick
need to
around
have
for the
the
Jonas Brothers.
gayest song contest. Who like try to like everyone writes down
Oh
like
my
the 3 gayest
gosh.
songs they like, and then we'll listen to it.
Yes.
We'll listen to it and then like try to figure out who picked that song.
That can be a bonus episode.
Oh my god.
I know
already have the
Travis's.
perfect song.
I know
Is it-
3 that I
well,
can pick
yours
right
isn't
off the
gay.
top of my
Well,
head.
no, I
you.
know Travis's.
His gay
What?
songs?
Yeah.
What is my gayest song?
What is
Do
this?
it.
Name drop.
Do you want me to out you?
Out him.
Help me.
Nickelback.
No.
Nickelback?
No.
You like that album? You told me.
Yeah, the one album, but
That's
That
an
doesn't
album's
make-
worth of songs.
but that doesn't make it the gayest songs I got.
Yeah. Maybe we should dump out the bucket and do that.
Nickelback ain't
and-
gay.
and-
What
and
you
do
talking
that.
about, boy?
We'll do
There's
that
this
after the
meme.
show real quick
And it's
and record it as its own track.
like, look at this photograph, but he's holding. It's like, look at this bowl of cats.
Look at this graph.
Look at this.
We were watching Vines
I
at
got a
the
good
house
Screamo
earlier
album,
today,
that's
and the little one was watching just like Vines and that. Look at this graph, and then I just hear in the living room, "Look at this graph," from like a 7-year-old, and I'm like, "What is going on?"
That
out there?"
Nickelback album was a narrative. No, it wasn't. No. All the right reasons.
I had like kind of a final topic, unless you guys want to just close it out.
I want to write down these gay songs now.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Dude, I'm on this now.
But I remember
This
this is
I
also
hope you don't
kind of
mind
when
me
I
ripping some
started.
paper out of your
Yeah, you can. Just go for the back.
Alisana, The Emptiness is really good.
Ooh,
That's a
that
really
was the
good
first
narrative.
concert I ever went to was Alisana.
That's a good one.
All right.
This
This is gonna be the final topic. I remember when I started working that we kind of got into discussion about rap music and other certain things, and like a part of you, I think you said something along the lines, there's so many lyrics about like drugs and all these other terrible things, and I presented the idea, well, it's fiction. I look at the point of view like if it's a party song, I'm at the party, I'm not the guy partying doing the drugs.
What?
Has your mind changed?
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
if a song has like bad lyrics, like if it's like, and then
If
like
it's
if
promoting-
you like if you listen to like a stoner song, you would probably not like it.
Yeah. I
But
listen to
I look at-
Hollywood Undead, which is nothing but
Ugh.
party songs.
Well, there you go. Like
And I listen to Eskimo Callboys, which is just a screamo party burn.
so how's that any different than like a rap song that's like, and I did all these drugs?
Does anybody like Sublime?
Not, but I enjoy
311,
those bands, and I don't
Grateful
enjoy
Dead.
other bands that might talk about the same stuff. I guess it's just how
it's like
the
if-
lyrics and rhythms go.
The way it's delivered it makes it different. Like
So
I used
lyrics
to,
don't matter to you?
They don't matter. It's just the
No, well, you
what
know what I'm
sounds
trying to
nice
say.
to me. What
Okay.
sounds pleasing
like-
to my ear.
I
I
like
don't really
Nicki
like
Minaj,
mumble rap
even
in the
though all she
sense that
talks
it's
about is
just
her fat
mumbling.
pussy.
So who?
Yeah.
So who does?
I said I like Nicki Minaj, even though all
Oh,
she
yeah,
raps about
yeah.
is her fat pussy.
Yeah, it might be a
And
little
Cardi
the
B.
last episode of Kitchen Bitches. All she talks about is her fat pussy.
And Cardi B.
All of them.
Didn't she get in trouble for flipping off at the Super Bowl? Cardi B or one of them.
Probably.
She was like
They're-
doing a routine and like.
Do you
want
want to do this, or do you want this to be a bonus
Dude, I like this idea. I'm on it now.
As
I've wanted
part
to
of
do
this episode or a bonus?
We could do it as a bonus episode.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it like.
Like a
tonight.
But
quickie,
how are we
little
gonna-
kitchen bitch
Quickie, yeah,
quickie.
yes.
As and we'll watch the music videos as well.
We
We
can
don't
tell
need to
by
do that.
handwriting though. Can we?
Yeah.
If we all use the same pen and we write as neat as possible.
No, if anything, we should try to like make it a weird.
right,
we wouldn't write,
fuck
like,
up the
block
font,
letters.
like horribly.
Yeah. Well, I was
Is
gonna
this
say
now?
Yeah, we're doing this now.
Nah, paid content.
Yeah. What we might have to do is like we might have to like pause it and listen to the songs ourselves and then.
All right. I'm gonna close out this video real quick. All right. Final thoughts. Shaboy.
Hard stop.
You remember that third or fourth date when you knew she was the one? You take her back home with you. Just remember, ask
She's
for
not.
consent before you smash that like button.
Do you just think of more creative ways to say that at the end of every episode?
Yep, I'm gonna get dirtier and dirtier.
You were waiting to say that.
Put some mac and cheese in me, Daddy.
Nucci, do you have any final thoughts?
This was really fun. I had a good time.
You're welcome to come back anytime.
Thank you. Let me
Yep.
know when I'm invited. I'll definitely come and I'll bring the boyfriend.
The boy toy.
Yeah.
Shwoogie.
Hot. No, it was a good episode. I liked having Nucci. I feel like she added a new dynamic. So definitely invite her back, and I think this definitely opens the door to have other guests.
Yeah, like
And
more.
possibly a permanent
A staple.
fourth now.
Maybe a staple.
Okay,
A
boss
stoplight.
man.
Okay.
Staple.
Okay, boss man. That's never gonna go down.
No, it's
That'd be
never.
our
It's
video
never
game
going
episode.
away.
We just talk about all the video games.
A
with a
stoplight. Sardinia forever.
Now you're just doing inside work meetings
know.
on the podcast.
The great Sardinian, Kekistan,
war for the
Kavichi,
ages.
whatever Kavichi Stan.
Anyway,
Kaziki stand.
That's the one.
I'm the host. I'm going to close out the
Worst
video.
country.
Thank you for listening as always. Again, great episode. This was a fun one. See you guys next time. Thank you for listening. And with that, we leave you. Boy.